Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Here we go.
Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Firm. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people.
Welcome.
$450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with Attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tamalito
Big day,
Italian
big day.
Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call
Here we go.
855 FLA 3782. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve King Show is live in Morning Drive.
Yes,
6
yes.
till 9 a.m. weekdays. And overnights, midnight till 6
Good morning,
a.m.,
Carol.
7 nights a week. To call the show toll free.
Ah.
888-OK.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. Welcome back, of course, from the Thanksgiving weekend. It is Monday, December 2nd, 2019. The holiday week is over. We're back in normal time now for at least a couple more weeks until we get closer to Christmas. That's right. But yeah, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving weekend. I know I did. I've had one of the busiest months of my life in November, I must tell you. And we are in December now, and boy, oh boy, do we got a lot to talk about. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the longest running radio show in the state of Florida, The Steve King Show, on the radio since 1977. That's right, we're live in Morning Drive from 6 until 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, with overnight rebroadcasts 7 nights a week, midnight till 6 a.m. Oh man, Lisa Page is out of her mind. And we're going to talk about all of that. If I'm a little off today, I was out of coffee this morning. I usually have my first cup of coffee at about 10 to 4 in the morning, and I did not have my first cup of coffee till around 5 o'clock, 5:15 this morning. So I'm a little behind, and I'm not drinking my coffee from home. I'm not drinking Starbucks. I'm drinking Dunkin' Donuts, which I suspect is more flavored water, coffee-flavored water than actual coffee. But hopefully my coffee intake will keep up to my normal pace. I'm a little off. I'm addicted to coffee in the morning, sadly. I wish I could give it up, but I can't. So my thoughts may not be as clear as they normally are at this early hour of the morning, although I feel like I'm on fire. So lots going on, lots to talk about. Buttigieg and all kinds of trouble. Lisa Page. Oh, my gosh. You know, I think what I'm going to do, I was just reading this article right before the show started, and it's the Lisa Page article in the Daily Beast. I've read a few articles this morning about it, and I just started reading the Daily Beast article. I've read the first few paragraphs of it. It's not that long. I'm thinking of, it's early, right? People still in holiday head. I think I might read this article to you, and we'll talk about it as we go. Lisa Page gave her first interview to the Daily Beast. Oh my goodness, Lisa Page, and she's out of her mind, literally. This is the headline of the article, and if you don't remember who Lisa Page is, she is Peter Strzok's girlfriend, and the one that he was having the text message exchange with, the one that said she went out and got a copy of All the President's Men to use as a guidebook against President Trump. Here's the headline, Daily Beast. Lisa Page speaks. There's no fathomable way. It's hard to say early in this morning. Why I have committed any crime at all. She's committed no crimes. The former FBI lawyer and ongoing Trump target breaks 2 years of silence in this exclusive interview. And she has quite a lot to say. This is in the Daily Beast. Now, keep in mind, as I read through this article, please keep in mind, this is a liberal article, and it's sympathetic to Lisa Page, okay? So, if you hear any words or phrases, they say, what are you talking about? These are not my words. I am reading from the Daily Beast and their suck-up interview with Lisa Page. It's not often, this is the article, it's not often that you interview a subject who has no interest in being famous. But recently, I did just that when I sat down with Lisa Page the week before Thanksgiving in my hotel room in Washington, D.C. Page, of course, is the former FBI lawyer whose text message exchanges with Agent Peter Strzok that belittled Donald Trump and expressed fear at his possible victory became international news. They were hijacked by Trump to fuel his deep state conspiracy. Well, they did what they did, and the texts say what the texts say. Just because someone or something is a conspiracy does not mean that it is not true. So yes, there is a conspiracy, but it's a true conspiracy. Back to the Daily Beast here. For the nearly 2 years since her name first made the papers, she's been publicly silent. She did have a closed-door interview with House members in July 2018. Wow, it's been that long already? I asked her why she was willing to talk now. And this is what Lisa Page said. Honestly, his. That's how she describes the President of the United States. Guess she doesn't want to say his name. Honestly, his demeaning fake orgasm was really the straw that broke the camel's back, Lisa Page says. The president called out her name as he acted out an orgasm in front of thousands of people at a Minneapolis rally on October 11th, 2019. That was the moment Page decided she had to speak up. I had stayed quiet for years, hoping it would fade away, but instead it got worse, she says. It had been so hard not to defend myself, to let people who hate me control the narrative. I decided to take my power back. Okay, now I pulled up a few minutes ago what they call the orgasm, the fake orgasm that the president did. And I'm going to play it right now before I get to the rest of this article. And you decide, is he faking an orgasm? I don't think so. So this is what Lisa Page, notice, Lisa Page, she's the victim, right? Her and Strzok and others were conspiring against a presidential candidate, against a lawfully elected president of the United States. But she's the victim, not Donald Trump. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She's the victim? He's the victim? It's Trump and the American people and our democracy that are the victims, not you, Lisa Page. She is not altogether. But anyway, she says that President Trump's fake orgasm reading of her text messages with Peter Strzok is why she came forward. So let me read this, or I'm sorry, let me play this. This is the moment that Lisa Page says the president's faking an orgasm and drove her to come forward and speak to the Daily Beast.
Months earlier, Peter Strzok. Remember, he and his lover, Lisa Page. What a group. She's going to win. 10 million to 1. She's going to win. I'm telling you, Peter. I'm telling you, Peter, she's going to win. Peter, oh, I love you so much. I love you, Peter. I love you too, Lisa. Lisa, I love you. Lisa. Lisa. Oh, God, I love you, Lisa.
Wow.
And if she doesn't win, Lisa, we've got an insurance policy. We'll get that son of a bitch out. We got an insurance policy. And we're living through the insurance policy. That's what it is.
Okay. Now, I'll let you decide. Lisa Page says that the president is faking an orgasm between her and Peter Strzok. I don't think that's what he's doing at all. I'll leave this up to you. Is he faking an Lisa Page, Peter Strzok orgasm there, the president? 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. You know, what it sounds like to me is that he's doing like a parody discussion between two lovers is what it sounds like to me. But anyway, she says it was an orgasm that he was doing there. Lisa Page is about to be back in the news cycle in a big way. This is back to the Daily Beast. What time is it here? What time? Okay. On December 9th, the Justice Department Inspector General report into Trump's charges that the FBI spied on his 2016 campaign will come out. Leaked press accounts indicate that the report will exonerate Page of the allegation that she acted unprofessionally or showed bias against Trump. How does it feel after all this time, to finally have the Inspector General apparently affirm what she's been saying all along. She wouldn't discuss the findings until they were officially public, but she did note, quote, Lisa Page again, while it would be nice to have the Inspector General confirm publicly that my personal opinions had absolutely no bearing on the course of the Russia investigations, come on, give me a break. I don't kid myself that the fact will matter very much for a lot of people. The president has a very loud megaphone. Page, age 39, is thin and athletic. She speaks in an exceedingly confident, clear, and lawyerly way. But having been brought through the MAGA meat grinder has clearly worn her down, not unlike the other women I've met who've been subjected to the president's abuse. How has she been abused? I think Trump's the one who's been abused. I think we, the voters, have been abused, not her. And what's this business about getting a copy of All the President's Men to use as a guidebook? What was the insurance policy? She is slightly crumbly around the edges, the way the president's other victims are. Who are the other victims of the president? Who's been abused by the president? Can you tell me, Daily? Maybe in the rest of the article they'll tell us. I don't know anyone who's been abused by the president. And I don't know anyone he's victimized. I know there are women that have been abused and victimized by President Clinton, but I think they're referencing Trump here. Page says, it's almost impossible to describe what it's like. It's like being punched in the gut. My heart drops to my stomach when I realize he has tweeted about me again. The President of the United States is calling me names to the entire world. He's demeaning me and my career. It's sickening. Me, my, me, my, me, my, me, my, me, my, me, my. Oh, my goodness. But it's also very intimidating because he's still the President of the United States, even though she did everything she could to try to stop that from happening. And when the president accuses you of treason by name, despite the fact that I know there's no fathomable way that I have committed any crime at all, let alone treason, he's still somebody in a position to actually do something about that, to try to further destroy my life. It never goes away or stops, even when he's not publicly attacking me, because everything's about me. Oh my goodness. Let me take our first break of the week. When we get back, I'll finish up with this Daily Beast article. If you're just tuning in, Lisa Page, who loves two words, me and my, me and my, me, my, me, my, what about me? How does this affect my? But what about me? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm reading the Daily Beast interview with Peter Strzok, girlfriend, and conspirator Lisa Page. Oh my goodness. We'll take our first break of the week, the first break of the month of December. When we get back, we'll finish up with this article. Your thoughts on it certainly are welcome. 1-888-GO-CANE 1 888-465-2631 888-465-2631. We'll be right back after this.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Get easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire and Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Gaines tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's
Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share.
The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges.
On where? Oh, what's his number? Do you know? If you give me the first 3 digits, I can look it up real quick and take care of that. Just the first 3 digits. Okay, hold on. Not the area code and the first 3 digits after that. Oh, okay. Oh, I got a new. He doesn't have my number, probably.
He's saying
Oh, I haven't gotten
years
it.
that other dentists in town are charging $12,000 for.
Mm-hmm.
The Hollywood smile you have always dreamed
Okay,
of.
I'll take care of it.
Dental
Hold on.
at 954-922-4633.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you.
All right, tell him to give it a try. I took him off the list. It should be okay. All right, hold on.
When it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
Steve Kane Show.
7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681.
Hey, Nick, good morning.
954-431-7681.
Hey, Jeff.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on Radio. Just search for WWN.
Oh, boy. All right, welcome back. It's the 2nd of December, Monday, long weekend, Black Friday weekend. My name's Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. We are back. I'm reading the Lisa Page interview with the Daily Beast. Let's take some calls first. Richie, the bus driver, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Brian. First of all, the only one that's gotten abused in this situation has been the President of the United States. There is such a hatred of this guy. And these people got caught with their hand in a cookie jar, and she's embarrassed because she basically did what most people don't want to do, and she's basically, I hate to say it, a slut that was caught, and and now she's basically she's
Wow. Yeah, a home wrecker. Yeah.
Yeah, and now she's been exposed all over the place.
I like how she's the victim. When she was having a sexual relationship with a married man. And I was reading this morning, Richie, that Strzok's wife is the one who did some of that leaking about the text. What about the damage she did to Strzok's wife?
Yeah, he's another dirtbag, and they're all liars. And the fact of the matter is, for everyone out there to know, I watched Fox over the weekend. Laura was off, okay? I forgot her name. She's the gay lady that's conservative.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she was on there with a blonde and somebody, an anti-Trump woman. And you should just look at the anti-Trump woman's face.
Steve Kane Show.
President Trump cannot do right by none of these people.
No.
That they hate his guts. They hate you, and they hate me, and everybody that voted for him.
Mm-hmm. Remember, her and Strzok were the ones talking about the smell of Trump voters at Walmart.
Exactly. They hate our guts. People ought to realize that. That's why you can't wear a MAGA hat and around these people. That's why you can't actually sit and talk politics around these people, because they attack you if they find out that they're not civil at all. I mean, this country's at civil war, and it hasn't been.
Well, the thing about, Lisa Page is criminally insane because she was involved in a coup. She was involved in a conspiracy to try to change the outcome of a presidential election, which went into a coup after he won. And she's in total denial. She thinks he is the bad guy, and she is the heroine and has done nothing wrong. She is criminally insane.
At that particular rally that I saw him do that happened to have been one of the funniest things in my life.
Was he faking an orgasm? Do you think that was an orgasm? She says he was faking an orgasm with her.
He acted like oh my God, my lover. That's his sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a parody, and that was really. And she doesn't like it because she's the one. But what should he do? She tried to take this guy out, and President Trump.
That's right.
Victimized all these women. There isn't one of those women that didn't come out of the closet and attack President Trump first.
That's right.
Back. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
There's no discrimination if you're black, woman, purple, white, it doesn't matter. You attack him first, he attacks back.
Mm-hmm.
His MO is, and thank God we have him in there because he's the first Republican that's ever fought back. People lie about you, they call you all these terrible things, and we sit and take it, and the media is right there. The media is
That's right.
worst.
That's right. They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad.
I wish.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I was talking on the show last week when I went to the Trump rally last week in Sunrise. When the president was speaking, the media do this silent protest while he's speaking. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I was thinking, what is Disney? You know, you go to Disney.
I was just there Saturday, yeah.
Is it NBC or?
Disney owns ABC. Disney owns ABC.
See, and God forbid, are they going to take Trump out of the Hall of Presidents? Because I can't even believe they put him in there.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, if you talk about Trump at the Hall of Presidents at Walt Disney World, you know, the Disney Imagineers, just like everybody else, you know, the Disney Imagineers are based in California, and they're lib, and they thought Hillary was going to win, and they actually started the construction of a President Hillary Clinton robot, not a Trump robot, and when they were caught off guard, and this is not a joke, I know someone who is an executive at Walt Disney World told me this, okay? They didn't even build a Trump robot. The Trump robot in the Hall of Presidents actually is part Hillary and part Obama. And it's one of the most, yeah, I'm serious. It's like a transgendered robot. And if you see it, it's out of all of the presidents, it's the most poorly done ever. And the hair was Mrs. Clinton's too, that they kind of messed up to try to turn into a Trump haircut. I'm not kidding. They'll never correct it. No, it's the way it is. Isn't it? And it's in the state in which he lives, Florida. All right, Richie. I'm not kidding. I wish I was. I'm not making that up. It's not a joke. It is true. It's a transgendered, transracial robot of the president, Hall of Presidents. Well, let me finish up with this article. Daily Beast interview with Lisa Page. She says, I've done nothing wrong. Does it affect your normal day-to-day life? Being the victim of the president, they're asking. Lisa Page says, I wish it didn't. I'm someone who's always in my head anyway, so now otherwise normal interactions take on a different meaning. Like when someone makes eye contact with me on the metro, I kind of wince, wondering if it's because they recognize me, back to the me again, or they are just scanning the train like people do. It's immediately a question of friend or foe, or if I'm walking down the street or shopping and there's someone wearing Trump gear or a MAGA hat, I'll walk the other way or try to put some distance between us because I'm not looking for conflict. Really, what I wanted most in the world is my life back. Well, I'm sorry, Lisa Page, when you get involved in a conspiracy to overthrow the sitting president of the United States and change the outcome of a presidential election, you know, people are going to be upset with you. But you notice what I don't see here is I don't see any stories of her telling us where she's been insulted or abused by any MAGA hat people. She's just projecting her hate onto them. All right, let's take another call. Mike in Louisiana.
You know, I'm looking at the Toby Keith song. I want to talk about me. That's not just about Lisa Page. It's everybody it's just about everybody that participated in this coup attempt. You know, James Comey, Jim Comey, Clapper, Brennan, all these people are the same age. Every time you see them, all they're saying is, I did this, I did that, I, me, my, you know, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
She's no different, you know?
Yeah, right on. No doubt about that. I think she says me and my more than even Obama, who was, those were his two favorite words.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, obviously, they live by the thing about all PR is good PR.
Oh, that's not true. Talk to O.J. Simpson about that. He had 9 months of 24-hour news coverage in his murder trial.
Right, and that's the thing. This woman, again, she wants to throw the text messages out when she's talking about this, that, and the other in this thing. Notice she never mentions the text messages.
Well, we're not done with the article yet. We're not done with the article. Maybe she gets into... I haven't read this far into the article, so I'll find out when you find. All right, Mike in Louisiana, thanks for the call. I just read the first couple of paragraphs before I went on the air. Let me get back to this. Daily Beast interview with Lisa Page, who says she's done nothing wrong. By February 2016, Lisa Page was working on one of the most important investigations at the FBI, the Hillary Clinton email case. We knew that the case was going to get picked apart, she says, and we know there's a person on the FBI team or the DOJ team who thinks that this is not the right result. There is no case to be brought here, but it's very busy. It's very intense. Director Comey was very clear he wanted this completed as soon as humanly possible and outside of the political environment. So there was a real focus to get it done before the conventions that were happening that summer. And so that's what we did. See, you know, she actually believes she's nonpartisan. That's how liberals are. Liberals don't believe that they're partisan. They believe that they're undecided, nonpartisan people. They're in denial. But her emails would soon give way to an actual threat to national security, one that existed not in the fevered dreams of Fox and the Breitbart comments section, but in the real dangerous world the FBI exists to protect us from, where things like foreign meddling in our elections takes place, strong evidence of Russian interference in the election on behalf of Trump. There are two things that happened in the late summer of 2016, Lisa Page says. The first, of course, is that the FBI gets the prediction, courtesy of loose-lipped George Papadopoulos, which starts the Russia investigation. We learn about the possibility that there's someone on the Trump campaign coordinating with the Russian government in the release of emails which will damage the Clinton campaign. Completely 100% false. Millions of dollars have been spent investigating this. All of that was false. That what I just said is me. That's not the Daily Beast, of course. Oh my goodness, it goes on and on. We were very deliberate and conservative about who we first opened on because we recognized how sensitive a situation was, Lisa Page says. So the prospect that we were spying on the campaign or even investigating candidate Trump himself is just false. That's not what we were doing. From summer 2016 to spring 2017, Page worked for McCabe, who would become deputy director of the FBI. They were very busy. I bet they were. But things were largely normal, and then on May 9th, 2017, Comey was fired. What was that like? Page says of Comey's firing, it was horrible. It was a devastating moment at the FBI. It was like a funeral, only worse, because at least when someone dies, you get to come together and celebrate and talk about that person. He was still alive, but he was inaccessible to us. It jolted the ranks and the investigation. It was so abrupt. He was there one day and gone the next. Well, that happens when you're running a shakedown of the President of the United States. Was that very unusual, they ask? Lisa Page says, well, I mean, all of it was. The FBI director had just been fired. Yes, it was totally within the authority of the president, but it was unprecedented and unimaginable given the circumstances. The president fired him with the knowledge that, of course, we were investigating Russian contacts with his campaign. I mean, it just gave the aura of an obstructive effort. See, she's still sticking to her story here. Lisa Page would have probably just been another FBI lawyer if it wasn't for the extraordinary politicized environment and a president who had a habit of attacking career government employees. Lisa Page, like many other targets of Trump's wrath, felt the pressure, both from the external force of his massive social media presence, also from within the government. At the end of July 2017, I am informed by the Inspector General's office that I'm under investigation for political text messages. And honestly, I have no idea what they're talking about. I have no recollection. This is Lisa Page talking. And initially, they're very coy about it. They don't tell me much about it. I don't have the first clue what they're talking about. What I do know is that my text messages will reveal that I had previously had an affair. I'm overwhelmed by dread and embarrassment at the prospect of the IG investigators. Andy and my colleagues now know or could learn about this deeply personal secret, that she's a homewrecker. She doesn't think for a minute that her texts with Peter Strzok are too political. by smelling the Trump people at Walmart. They are largely devoted to work and talking about family members in various articles they read. The few texts that so convulsed the Republicans involved Page asking for reassurance that Trump wouldn't become president, and Strzok replying with, no, he's not. We'll stop it. Glenn Kessler wrote in the Washington Post that some of the texts reflect a deep animus towards Trump and the way he conducted himself during the campaign. She's convinced she followed the rules. She is, after all, a lawyer and knows that she is a restricted employee under the Hatch Act and cannot engage in partisan political activity. And I know I'm nowhere close to that, Lisa Page says. I don't engage in any sort of partisan politicking at all. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's take our break. Your thoughts on Lisa Page's interview with the Daily Beast. 1-888-GO-CANE. 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Months earlier, Peter Strzok. Remember, he and his lover, Lisa Page. What a group. She's going to win. 10 million to 1. She's going to win. I'm telling you, Peter. I'm telling you, Peter, she's going to win, Peter. Oh, I love you so much.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm going to get that after, John.
I love you, Peter. I love you too, Lisa. Lisa, I love you. Lisa. Oh, God, I love you, Lisa.
Talk Steve Kane. Talk 1470. WNN.
Hey guys, Brian here. Are you 30 years of age or older? If you are, you have low T. That's low testosterone. Don't worry, nothing's wrong with you. We all have low T. It's part of the aging process. That's why you get more tired than you used to. You want to take naps. The heat bothers you more than it did. And your sex life, well, I don't have to tell you about that, do I? Life doesn't have to be that way, though. Call my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez, at 561-953-5490. Talk to him about hormone replacement therapy. Hormone replacement therapy will give you your energy back. You're going to feel better. You're going to be more productive. And your sex life and sex drive will be back like it was when you were 25. It's a free consultation with Dr. Matez, but you have to tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-953-5490. 561-953-5490. Online, hormonetherapybocaratone.com.
Seniors, open enrollment is here. This is the one time of year you can make changes to your Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080, and have her review your Medicare plan, 954-753-8080.
For the best wings in this town, it's Wings Plus. Wings that are first grilled and then fried to make them extra crispy, served with blue cheese and celery. Try the Jamaican jerk, the lemon pepper wings, the honey mustard wings, the garlic wings, and 15 other varieties. That's Wings Plus, located at 9880 Sample Road in Coral Springs, with a politically elite meat.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeart.
Yes, we are back. It's Monday after Thanksgiving. We are here live. It's December 2nd. Yes, it is. 2019. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Tomorrow, attorney Barry Siegel is having his Medicaid and Revocable Living Trust workshops at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. Medicaid planning at 10, Revocable Living Trust at 2. And of course, that Courtyard by Marriott, located immediately west of I-95 on the north side of Glades Road. Completely free event. You get lots of great information. You get to ask questions of the lawyer and his staff for free because they are there. That's Attorney Barry Siegel and his staff. But Barry does ask that you call his office to let them know you're coming so they know how large of a space, how many tables and chairs, and how much they should bring in the form of coffee and other refreshments. Call Attorney Barry Siegel's office just to let them know you're coming. 855-FLA-ESTATE. 855-FLA-ESTATE. And numerically, that's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782. And again, it's tomorrow at 10 and 2. Medicaid planning at 10. Revocable Living Trust Workshop at 2 at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca, just west of I-95 on the north side of Glades. All right. Now, this is, what's going on here with Lisa Page. This started last week, but last week was a holiday week. A lot of people that follow news not following it, so they're starting it again this morning with the Lisa Page interview that everyone's going to be talking about. What's going on here is we've got two things about to come out. One, the Inspector General report. Two, criminal indictments through the Attorney General's U.S. Attorney Durham. And last week, I think, was it the New York Times? The media last week started planting seeds that the Inspector General report was going to clear all these people of any partisan wrongdoing. And what they're doing in the media with Lisa Page and the IG report is trying to convince you out there that it is going to clear them. Now, my thought would be this. We'll find out. The report's coming out very soon. But if the Inspector General's report was going to clear all of these conspirators who were spying on the Trump campaign, why would the media need to spend 2 weeks telling us that it was going to clear them? Why would they not just wait for the report to come out, okay, and boom, it'll be so crystal clear that these people did nothing wrong. You can see it in the report. My thought is that the report does not clear them, but if they plant enough seeds and cloud your brain enough that it does clear them, that it will appear that it does when it's released, right? Because, I mean, that's what I would do. If I were these people and I knew the report was going to clear me, I would wait for it to come out so that people could see it from a source other than me telling them that it clears me. But they can't do that because I don't think the report clears them. Now, these Inspector General reports, it's not like a criminal investigation where there are indictments, so it'll be a lot less really impactful than Durham and the Attorney General when they come back with indictments. But if it cleared them, they wouldn't spend so much time telling us that it clears them in advance of its release. And by the way, I thought this was a confidential report. How are all of these people so aware of what's in this confidential report? Oh boy, I tell you. I mean, that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. Your thoughts are certainly welcome at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Shocking story that this Newsweek reporter was fired who had this lying story about the president spending Thanksgiving weekend playing golf and hanging out when he, surprise, showed up in Afghanistan. That's right. The Hill. Newsweek said Saturday that the magazine had fired a writer assigned to cover President Trump and his family after the reporter wrote an article about the president's Thanksgiving plans that did not initially include his trip to Afghanistan to meet with U.S. service members. The magazine told the Washington Examiner in a statement that the reporter, Jessica Kwong, was fired after the magazine's editors investigated the failures that led to the publication of the inaccurate report that President Trump spent Thanksgiving tweeting and golfing rather than visiting troops in Afghanistan, which is, of course, what he did. The story has been corrected. The journalist responsible has been terminated. We will continue to review our processes and, if required, take further action, said Newsweek spokesperson. And Jessica Kwong tweeted, Trump headed to Afghanistan to surprise U.S. troops on Thanksgiving. Newsweek deleting this tweet because it was written before knowing about the president's surprise visit to Afghanistan. An honest mistake. Story has already been updated as shown in screenshot. This is actually shocking to me that I did not know, and I'm not the first person to say this. I think even President Trump said this over the weekend. I did not know that Newsweek was still publishing. Is Newsweek in physical form any longer? I think they went online a while back. They're just online now? I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, reporters get stories wrong all of the time. And I talked about on Wednesday's show, I'll tell this story real quick before our last break of the first hour. But last week was a holiday week. I'm assuming a lot of you were on vacation last week. Certainly on Wednesday. At the rally last week, Trump told a story that really was, to me, finally done with the mainstream media. About when he went in for the physical a couple weeks ago, the media was reporting that he may have had a heart attack. And President Trump said when he went to Walter Reed that day, the entire White House press corps went with him on their bus. And when he left a short time after the visit, the entire Washington press corps saw him walk out of Walter Reed, get into his car, and they still went on the air for days saying that he may have had a heart attack. And that's how dishonest the media are. They're liars. Now, why this reporter got singled out, I don't know. But the entire mainstream media lie about this president. This heart attack story is a prime example of it. They were there and saw him and still were reporting. Someone has a heart attack, they don't walk out of the hospital shortly. It's an automatic admit. Even if you have chest pains, it's an automatic. If you just complain of chest pains, automatic 24-hour admit without any examination or testing. You know, and they saw him leave right after he went in for the physical, and they still went with that story. So why are they not being fired? Why is it only, what's her name again? What's her name? Jessica Kwong. Jessica Kwong. I almost said Lisa because of Lisa Ling, but Jessica Kwong. Why is she being singled out? Why has Newsweek decided to hold a reporter who has false reports about President Trump accountable? Because that's something I've not seen done by any of the mainstream media. And I'd mentioned to Richie about this silent protest of the media at the rally last week. And if I were sitting, I sit away from the media. And I wish I would have gotten the press pass and sat with the media so I would have had photographs to show you. But when the president is speaking at a rally, he's facing the media. And they're pretty close to him. They were very close. And when he speaks, they do this silent protest. And what they do is they lounge back in their chairs. They don't look at him. They're engaged with one another, not him. And it's a way to try to distract him. Because when you're a public speaker and your audience in front of you are asleep or not paying attention, it can be distracting. And the media do this silent protest while the president's speaking. At least they did in Sunrise, which says everything you need to know about them. They are activists. We're going to take our last break of the first hour of the program. My name's Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the rematch of the prize fight of the century. In this corner, the reigning 5-time champ, Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 for SET. And in this corner, challengers from every other manufacturer. The challengers come out swinging, but Toyota of Hollywood delivers a crushing blow by selling Toyotas at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 Camry SE, not $28,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $21,000, $12,775. Buy any new Toyota and we'll make your payments for 12 months. At Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Well, this is Steve Kane, and I'm here with William Youngerman from William Youngerman Inc. Trading in, I guess they call it scrap gold. In other words, if people have old jewelry that's been passed on to them, stuff they don't use, what's the best way to handle the scrap jewelry?
There's a lot going on right now in this area because of the attention gold is getting and the higher price that it's at. People advertising, come to parties, all kinds of mail it in to sell your scrap. The only reason to ever sell gold, as far as I'm concerned, is when you have one, either a better place for the money, you're not wearing it, you're not using it, or if you have it in a form such as scrap or pieces of broken chain and everything else that have no easily understandable value attached to them. So what we're recommending people to do is, one, get rid of things that you don't wear and enjoy. Gold is an investment even if you're wearing it on your neck and you're enjoying it. If you're not, then take it and then trade it in. If you don't need the money for something else, trade the gold scrap in for something that's an identifiable, easily recognizable, tradable form of gold, which would be something like a 1 ounce gold bar or a half-ounce gold coin or some equal amount of gold, so that you're not just taking dollars that you're going to spend and waste somewhere, but you're actually converting that scrap gold into something that is easily tradable, and that all you have to do is look at the television or look at the paper to find out the price of gold or listen to our reports, and you know that if you have 2 ounces of gold, it's worth X number of dollars. The next thing is to know that who you're dealing with when you're trading it in. Get a couple of offers on it. Don't just go to these to mail it in and take your chances. You do your homework, you'll get the most for your gold, and then you'll be able to get a form of gold that's easily recognizable and tradable, and it is an insurance policy.
Make sure you guys subscribe, all right? On YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Almost at 3,700 subs, so.
America building. You can call William at 1-800-327-5010 or go to the website at williamyoungerman.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back, everyone. My name's Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Welcome back. We are back from Thanksgiving, long weekend. That's right, Thanksgiving weekend. How was your thing? I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. You know what we do? I made actually a bit of a video. My wife and daughter and I, we went to the racetrack on Thanksgiving, Pompano Harness Track, because they've got this Thanksgiving buffet, which is pretty spectacular. And I like going to the buffet because who likes cooking and doing dishes at home? I like going out on Thanksgiving. And we usually go to Pompano Park, which is good. I like, it's a smoke-free casino. We don't go there to gamble, although we did play the slots a little bit, but we go there for the food, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good, and no dishes. Although on Friday, I was like, oh man, I wish I had some turkey leftovers, because we don't, leftovers when you go to the Thanksgiving buffet, but I would rather have no leftovers than have all of that. But I got to tell you, this month has been one of the busiest months of my life, right? We had our Steve Kane cruise. We went to the Cayman Islands. We went to the Mayan ruins of Mexico. I've been to Walt Disney World 3 times in the last month. And over the last week, it was last Tuesday, the president had his rally. And I went to that. And I got very little sleep before the show on Wednesday. And even after that, even though we had this long weekend, I got very, very little sleep over the weekend, and because I've been so busy doing things, and I've been more active than I've been in a long time outside of work. I'm talking about doing extracurricular things, and in the last 6 days, I really had very, very little sleep at night since the Trump rally. And Dr. Matez told me last week, he said, Brian, don't worry. Hormone replacement pellet therapy, you'll be fine. And you know what? Dr. Matez is right. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is so spectacular. I've had very little sleep for the last 6 days. I'm filled with energy. I'm doing very, very well. Had one of the most active weeks of my entire adult life. Certainly one of the most active months of my entire adult life. And I'm still ready to go. I'm just getting started. And it's hormone replacement pellet therapy. And you all should call Dr. Matez and talk to him about hormone replacement pellet therapy as well. It'll restore your energy like it's done mine, like you wouldn't believe. And it's a totally free conversation or a consultation with Dr. Matez. Call his office, 561-953-5490. 561-953-5490. Online, hormonetherapybocaratone.com. Yeah, so Lisa Page. But Trump's been winning a lot. So the media were totally embarrassed by the Afghan trip. I mean, that just totally embarrassed them. We had this record-breaking Black Friday weekend. The media were really hoping that Black Friday sales would be down, and there was even reporting that they were. And then, boom, broke records, huge numbers. Today's the Cyber Monday, you know. So there was huge economic success over Black Friday. You know, the media are just losing. The big turn, you know, and I was talking about last week's rally. I could not believe how many black people were at the Trump rally last week. It was spectacular. And Trump has done so much successful outreach to blacks in America that he's winning back to the Republican Party, the party, that, of course, that freed the slaves, the Republican Party. He's winning the black voters back to the Republican Party. I have never seen so many black people at a Republican event as I saw at the Trump rally last week. It's absolutely amazing. The Democrats have lost their control over the black vote. Newsweek fired that reporter, and Starbucks fired this cop-hating barista. Starbucks fires barista for writing pig on a police officer's coffee cup, or coffee order, it says here in the Blaze. According to ABC News, a Kiefer, hold on, let me open up the whole story here. A Kiefer, Oklahoma police officer went to a Starbucks on Thanksgiving morning to purchase beverages for colleagues who were also working on the national holiday of Thanksgiving. When the police officers received their orders, one of them discovered the disparaging term pig was written on it instead of the officer's name. Kiefer's police chief, Johnny O'Mara, shared an image of a cup in a Facebook post Thursday and explained the officers treated the town's 911 dispatchers to coffee as a way to say thank you for all that they do. This is what he gets for being nice, the chief wrote in the post. It's another tiny pinprick into the heart of men and women who are asking themselves more often, why am I doing this, the chief wrote. Starbucks issued a statement saying it will be working with the Kiefer Police Department to turn the regrettable incident into an opportunity to leverage our shared platforms to promote greater civility. On Thursday, a Starbucks spokesperson described the incident as absolutely unacceptable, adding, "We are deeply sorry to the law enforcement officer who experienced this. We've also apologized directly to him and connected with the chief of the Kiefer Police Department as well to express our remorse." In addition, Starbucks noted that its employee who wrote this slur used poor judgment and is no longer a partner after the violation of company policy. The language is offensive to all law enforcement and is not representative of the deep appreciation we have for police officers who work tirelessly to keep our communities safe, the Starbucks representative concluded. So, Newsweek fired a Trump hater who lied about Trump. Starbucks fired a cop hater, barista. There's a lot of changes going on. There's been a huge change in tone. Well, you know, Starbucks employees are typically liberal, and they're some of the nastiest out there. And my daughter briefly worked at Starbucks as a barista, and when she left, and she left because the coworkers were so rude. You know, usually in retail situations and food service situations, you're dealing with rude customers. At Starbucks, it's the opposite. You're dealing with rude, entitled millennial workers and their snots. And, you know, but the thing is with this Starbucks firing the barista who wrote pig on the cup, did they really fire the barista? By the way, are the male employees, are they baristos or are they baristas too? I would think they'd be a baristo. I'm not sure, but that's what I would think they would be, right? Not that we want to assign gender to millennials in this day and age. But why did Starbucks fire the barista? Did they fire the barista because the barista wrote pig on the cop's coffee cup? Or did they fire the barista because it went public and that Facebook post went viral and they got a lot of negative feedback? I think it's because it went public, would be my thought. What do you guys think? 1-888-GO-CANE. 1-888-465-2631. Now, we are officially in the holiday season. I mean, there's no getting around that. I mean, it is the Christmas shopping season right now, and there is no better gift to get anyone on your gift-giving list than a MyPillow or a MyPillow product. This goes for family members, moms, dads, kids, grandkids, friends, whoever is on your gift-giving list. The gift of a MyPillow or one of the great MyPillow products is perfect, I promise you. And there's incredible discounts when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Now, go to MyPillow.com, click the radio listener specials. You'll see a whole bunch of deals, including the buy one MyPillow, get one free when you use the promo code KANE at checkout. That's a great one, K-A-N-E. That's right. That could be 2 gifts off of your gift-giving list. And if you have office Christmas parties and you do the Secret Santa, let me tell you something. That BOGO MyPillow, you keep one for yourself, give it to a gift to someone, but use the other one as a gift at your company Christmas party to that Secret Santa. They'll be very happy. Very happy. Those of you that are parents, if your kids are doing the Secret Santas at school, that buy one MyPillow, get one free, get a MyPillow for the kid at school on your child's Secret Santa list. Do they still do those at school? They should. And you get 2 MyPillows for the price of one when you use the promo code KANE. Also, great deal, the Giza Dream Sheets. I have these, the Giza Cotton Dream Sheets from MyPillow. Buy one, get one free. So you buy one set of Giza Dream Sheets, you get a second set free and free shipping when you use the promo code KANE. That's right. The MyPillow mattress topper, use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, 30% off. The newest MyPillow product are the MyPillow bath towel set. Regular price, $109.99. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, just $76.99. The MyPillow dog beds, when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, $19.99. The MyPillow body pillow, this is a great one. The regular price for the MyPillow body pillow is $89.99. When you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, the MyPillow body pillow, just $29.99. That's right. And, of course, the MyPillow mattress, which Steve bought for his daughter, these are beautiful. The MyPillow quilted top mattress. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and save up to $400 off the MyPillow mattress. These are all great Christmas gifts for everyone on your gift-giving list, and there's an incredible MyPillow gift, not only for everyone on your gift-giving list, but also for any budget, including that BOGO offer. One MyPillow, get the other one free when you use the promo code KANE. And these MyPillow items, the way that they come in the mail, you can wrap them. They'll never guess it's a mattress. They'll never guess it's a pillow. They're wrapped in a way that make the gift disguise, so that's great, too. You can also order by phone and get all these great deals I've told you about. When you order by phone, also use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, to the person that helps you on the phone. And to order by phone, call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. And use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, we're going to take our break. When we get back, much more to talk about. I'm Brian. This is The Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
Is WWNN Pompano Beach.
Oh, thanks, Nick. Yeah, I love mine, too.
W237BD Boca Raton, the Health and Wealth Radio Network.
Hey guys, Brian here. Are you 30 years of age or older? If you are, you have low T. That's low testosterone. Don't worry, nothing's wrong with you. We all have low T. It's part of the aging process. That's why you get more tired than you used to. You want to take naps. The heat bothers you more than it did. And your sex life, well, I don't have to tell you about that, do I? Life doesn't have to be that way, though. Call my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez, at 561-953-5490. Talk to him about hormone replacement therapy.
Buttigieg is about done. Oh my goodness.
You're going to feel better. You're going to be more productive. And your sex life and sex drive will be back like it was when you were 25. It's a free consultation with Dr. Matez, but you have to tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-953-5490.
Fridays. Every Friday, Sarah.
561-953-5490. Online, hormonetherapybocaratone.com.
The Medicare open enrollment period is here. Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming.
Was in a single
Call
school
Debbie
district,
at I Will
which is
Advisors.
ours. Confess that I was slow to realize. I worked for years under the illusion that our schools in my city were
educate and guide you through the many plans, choices, and cost considerations. I Will Advisors represents all major insurance companies, not just a single carrier, so they will make sure you choose the best option for you. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
I gotta check the date. It's the end of the first week of December. I know that. It's a year from now.
Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida.
I think I know, but I don't want to say and be wrong.
Beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305
Ian will know.
680-5121 or online at drnathan.com. Tell him you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by
I'll see if I can find
Kerry
out.
Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve Kane Show is live in Morning Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week. To call the show toll free,
December 6th. December 6th.
Okay.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. That's right, on the radio since 1977. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, man, I tell you, what a great time. We're back from Thanksgiving. A lot of winning going on. Newsweek firing a reporter for lying about the president. Starbucks firing a barista who's calling cops pigs. Trump is winning. Trump is winning. And the media starting today, they did this last week, but again, it was a holiday week. The media starting today with Lisa Page to try to tell you that the Inspector General report is going to clear all of these traitors. And as I was saying in the first hour, if the Inspector General's report is going to clear all of them, why are they so busy trying to set a narrative that it's going to clear them? Why not just wait for the report? And that's, of course, it's not. And we got to talk a little bit about Buttigieg, Mayor Buttigieg. And the reason we've got to talk about Buttigieg is he's about to drop out of the race, and we're not going to have much time to talk about him. He's going to go the way of Beto, and I think when he drops out, he might catch up to Beto, and they might start a skate park together somewhere. Maybe bring, have skating parks throughout America. That sounds like something perfect for Beto. Remember Beto? Oh my goodness, does he still go by Beto? Or does he go by Robert again? Buttigieg has a big problem with black people. He's uncomfortable around them. They're uncomfortable around him. And he's completely out of touch, and it's very difficult for a Democrat to win a nomination or a primary or anything else if black people are uncomfortable around you and you are uncomfortable around them. So over the weekend, he got together with a black pastor and said a lot of craziness. Listen to this. This is Buttigieg over the weekend.
Confess that I was slow to realize I worked for years under the illusion that our schools in my city were integrated because they had to be, because of a court order. But what I slowly realized was that while that was true within the limits of the South Bend Community School District as they were drawn, if you looked at the county, almost all of the diversity of our youth was in a single school district.
Oh yeah, you notice how he's getting like Hillary with the hot sauce. You hear a little Southern accent come out of there. Let me go back from Buttigieg.
Almost all of the diversity.
Oh, now go back a little further.
Of the South Bend Community School District, as they were drawn. If you looked at the county.
If you looked at the county. Oh my gosh, did they bring in a dialect coach? If you look at the county, he's in North Carolina, so he wants to sound like he's been in the country. So what Buttigieg is talking about here, and he said something else too, but what Buttigieg is talking about here is that I was slow to realize South Bend schools were not integrated, which, of course, is the town that he's mayor of, and he's blaming it on the county because he's the mayor of the city. He's not in charge of the county. I don't know. The schools are run by the county, not integrated. Schools are we don't have segregation based on race any longer, but we have segregation based on where people live. And the way it works in America today, in most communities, not all, certainly not in my neighborhood, but in most neighborhoods are white neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, Latin neighborhoods, Jewish neighborhoods, and that's, what people have done in the post-civil rights era in America is self-segregate. And since we go to neighborhood schools and there's no more busing and all of this, most schools lack diversity because they're neighborhood schools and people have self-segregated. So, what are you supposed to do about that? The government had a role when public schools were either white or black. But now that everything is integrated and people are only segregated by their own choices, what are we to do about that? I'm sorry that the liberal utopia is not there. There's nothing you can do about that. Anyone of any skin color or ethnicity, whatever it is, religion, can go to any public school that is within the boundaries of where they live. Okay? So, I don't know what Buttigieg is suggesting. What are you supposed to do? Are we supposed to bring back busing so the schools look more diverse? I don't know what he's suggesting there. But he went on to say something else at the very same event with this very obese black pastor. Mayor Pete Buttigieg on Sunday listened and nodded without disputing a claim from Pastor William Barber that illegal immigrants from Mexico were merely claiming land from the United States. Or, I'm sorry, reclaiming land. Reclaiming. This was formerly their land, he's saying. The pastor said this, and Buttigieg nodded in agreement as this was being said. We call people illegal aliens. Why can't we just own in America that some of the people that are trying to come from Mexico here are coming back to land we stole? He asked the pastor. And the reason we took the land is because people wanted to keep their slaves. Some in the congregation applauded. Pastor Barber recounted that President Abraham Lincoln was against the Mexican-American War that resulted in the United States ending up with more territory. Barber urged Buttigieg, as a presidential candidate, to give more speeches about the lies of history that kept Americans divided. The moment caught the attention of the RNC's rapid response director, who shared the video on Twitter. And, let me see if I can play it. I'm not sure. Does this play? I didn't see the video. Hold on.
One other piece that you mentioned, let me ask you a quick rapid fire. Do you think we need to also stop allowing forces to demonize, quote unquote, people who are trying to get their immigration status, and we start lifting up all the ways they benefit this country, the money and Social Security, the taxes they pay, the jobs they create? Somewhere, don't we need to say, wait a minute, so yes, and I'm just going to do some rapid fire.
Yeah, I mean, the uncomfortable reality is that undocumented folks are, in many ways, like Social Security, subsidizing everybody else.
And we need to talk.
Oh, now this is interesting. Buttigieg says the illegal aliens are subsidizing us. How's that? How are illegal aliens subsidizing us, Buttigieg? I don't know, maybe they'll tell us here with the pastor.
And should we have some conversation whenever people say we call people illegal aliens and all these things that are not human and certainly not Christian. Why can't we just own in America that some of the people that are trying to come from Mexico here are coming back to land we stole? And the reason we took the land is because people wanted to keep their slaves. I mean, we have to have some historical clarity around these issues. Abraham Lincoln was against the Mexican-American War. Abraham Lincoln was against that war that ended up snatching territory from Mexico over the issue of slavery. So one of the things, and I know in this sound bite, you don't get this when you go on, it's sound bite, but do you think some of our candidates, you maybe, need to have some specific, and others, some specific speeches where you help educate this country on the lies we've been told that keep us so divided?
Okay, Buttigieg didn't respond other than with a nod of agreement. Mexican War. I think he's got the Mexican War confused with the War of Texan Independence, the pastor. But regardless of all that, this is one of the big lies that they sell on the left when it comes to illegals, right? That they're indigenous peoples. Hispanic people, okay? Hispanic people, most every single Hispanic person that comes from Latin America, well, all Hispanic people, but the illegals that come across the border are descendants of Europeans as well. Spanish and Portuguese, mostly Spaniard. They're not indigenous to the Americas either. These aren't Incas. These aren't Aztecs. Give me a break. I know, these people are out of their mind. There are as much of descendants of Europeans as white people are in America. This is not their land, and if it was their land before it was America's land, they stole it from the Indians too. You get into, when you get into these liberal black churches who, have pastors like this who are just race baiters, want to be Al Sharptons. They all want to be Al Sharpton. They all want to be Al Sharpton rich or Al Sharpton famous. And they have these very warped views of everything in America. And I promise you, this pastor, he doesn't live in a little tiny house, okay? Or drive an old broken down car. I promise you. And it's really a shame how so many black pastors are in this country because listen, we have white pastors too that are not my style, okay? That are in it for the bucks and the fame. There's no doubt about it. But what pastors like this do that's beyond that is that, as opposed to uniting people into Christ, they are dividing people and putting each other at each other's throats based on skin color with their alternative history. And this pastor, they're talking about how this pastor is talking about with Buttigieg how the schools are not integrated. Well, what about the churches? How integrated are the black churches? What is this pastor who's talking to Buttigieg that the schools are not integrated to his liking in South Bend, which is a lie? Everything's integrated. People just go to the schools in their neighborhood. How integrated racially is his church? Now, the camera's always on him and Buttigieg. I didn't get to see the congregation. But if you went to that church on any Sunday service, I think you would be hard-pressed to find very many white people in attendance. And while liberal black pastors talk this way, playing the race card, doing imitations of Al Sharpton, doing imitations of Jesse Jackson and Johnny Cochran and all the rest, and doing a voice imitation of Martin Luther King on occasion, like I heard in that clip with this guy, they are overseeing one of the most segregated portions of American society, and that is the black church. They're called black churches because they're black churches. They're, why don't they send people out to bring in creepy-ass crackers into that church? Don't tell me about the schools not being integrated when they are, when your church is completely segregated, Pastor. Oh, man. All right, let's take our first break of the second hour. It's 17 minutes after. Monday morning, back from Thanksgiving, people. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire.
They're all hustlers.
Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities, I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures.
People go to the church they like, the church in their neighborhood.
So reasonable, you don't have to worry.
You can't do anything about self-segregation. Only,
you know,
like government segregation.
4633. That's 954-922-4633.
Exactly.
You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist, and when it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Now, last week, if you know, a lot of people you were off last week. I understand Thanksgiving, but last week, and you're hearing this morning, we've had 2 new sponsors join the Steve Kane Show, and one you just heard, Dr. Jose Mendez, board-certified dermatologist, and that cancer screening in Florida. Everyone in the state of Florida needs to have an annual skin cancer exam. It's covered by Medicare, those of you on Medicare, and Dr. Mendez takes virtually every insurance. So give him a call. He's listed at stevekaneshow.com, 954-431-7681, 954-431-7681. That's Dr. Jose Mendez, board-certified dermatologist. He doesn't just do cancer screenings. He does all your dermatological work over there. And, of course, Dr. Nathan of the Nathan Clinic, who, of course, does cosmetic work, both surgical and non-surgical. And Steve went in there for some Botox before the cruise last month. And let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of people have Botox over the years. I've never seen such a transformation with Botox as I saw after just one visit Steve had with Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic. He's phenomenal. Just phenomenal. He is an artist when it comes to both surgical and non-surgical cosmetic work. So give Dr. Nathan a call, especially now, this time of year. I know a lot of you want to get a little tune-up, before your holiday parties, before Christmas, before you get together with friends and family that you see once a year or every 5 years around the holiday times, call Dr. Nathan, get in there. He's great prices, and he is an artist. 305-680-5121. 305-680-5121. Don't be fooled by that 305. He has an office in Dade County and Broward County, okay? He just uses that main number in Dade. 305-680-5121. Both Dr. Nathan and Dr. Mendez listed at stevekaneshow.com. So go and check all that out. Oh, man. I tell you. Did you see Greta Thunberg? She's been stuck in America. She hasn't been able to get back to Europe because she can't fly. Because how dare you, fly. So she's taking a boat back to Europe. And, I tell you, it's so typical. The captain that is going to sail Greta Thunberg back to Europe came to America from Europe to sail her back. But he didn't come here by sailboat. He flew to America. He flew to America so he could sail Greta Thunberg back to Europe. So what Greta Thunberg is doing, what I understand, it's a yacht. Is it a sail yacht or motor? I don't know. But a yacht is how it's being described. Greta Thunberg's return to Europe comes at an incredible carbon footprint when one person flew all the way from Europe to America to sail her back. How dare you, Greta Thunberg? There's going to be a time in the not too distant future when we know global warming, climate change is a lie. I mean, we know it because we live on the earth and we experience it. It's something that I would call an observable fraud. And about 5 or so years ago in Europe, they had this global climate change summit. It was a global warming summit. And all the reporters were reporting from inside the convention center where this summit was, not outside. And the reason they weren't reporting outside is because it was snowing so heavy. The snow was like up to the waist of people, And I think that's when they changed it from global warming to climate change, because it was becoming a joke. And remember the global warming scientists? A few years back, there was a ship that was stuck in the ice at the South Pole. Do you remember this? A ship of scientists. And they would even interview these scientists on CNN that were stuck in the ice about the rescue attempts to get them out of the ice of South America, or of the Arctic, of the South Pole. And what CNN didn't tell you is they were climate scientists who were down there researching global warming, and they got stuck in the ice. And I'm seeing stories. Now, we're in Florida where it's sunny and warm every day. But I'm hearing reports that there's massive snowstorms hitting the northern United States this week, and it's pretty brutal stuff, So it's what we call an observable fraud, global warming, climate change. I don't talk about it too much. We don't spend too much time talking about it because it's such a ridiculous topic. But there will be a time, not not too far off in the future, where most people will openly say, "Okay, we were wrong." And all these clips of people who are to climate change as a con to make money, just like the black preachers that are the race and poverty pimps, that's what they're in for, the money. John Kerry on Sunday's NBC's Meet the Press, former Secretary of State John Kerry argued that climate change must be treated like a war. John Kerry was discussing his new coalition of world leaders and celebrities, including Arnold Schwarzenegger, to rally against climate change, which he calls World War Zero. Sounds like a novel. Yeah, it was. World War Z. That's right. I forgot. World War Z. He's taken that. He's added the zero to it. It was Zombie World War Z. They made a movie with Brad Pitt. John Kerry says there are great efforts out there that many environmental groups, young people, particularly, but no country is getting the job done. The simple reality is, now again, when John Kerry speaks, he's got that fake Boston Brahmin blue blood accent, and he sounds more snooty than I do. John Kerry says, the simple reality is we are way behind the 8 ball. Things are getting worse, not better. So we have our unlikely allies coming together. There's no group as diverse as ours in terms of nationality, gender, life experience. All of these people to come together saying, we've got to treat this like a war. John Kerry added, we will organize, we will mobilize, talk to literally millions of Americans over the course of the next month. And this is going to be a primary issue. So he's going to fly around America speaking against climate change, or is he going to ride a bicycle? What is the carbon footprint going to be? Now, see, now, if Chuck Todd with, hey, by the way, Chuck Todd, give up on the hair, okay? He's got a couple little things up there. He brushes it forward. It looks ridiculous. Shave the head or get hair transplants, Chuck Todd. You look like an idiot. Stop brushing those little tiny pieces of hair you have left forward. You look ridiculous. But the question to ask John Kerry is, as you travel the America speaking to millions over the next month, what is the carbon footprint going to be on your trip over the next month? Because you're telling us that the Earth will not be able to sustain human life if we don't get to zero carbon output. What is the carbon footprint for your blowhard tour? That's what I'd like to know. That's exactly what I would like to know. But Chuck Todd doesn't ask those questions. Because I don't think Chuck Todd thinks of those questions. Because to him, global warming is just a reality. It's settled science. You're not to question science. If science cannot be questioned, it's not worthy. It's not really science, right? All science should be able to hold up to criticism. If a scientific theory cannot hold up to criticism, it's probably a false. It's a theory that's just not true. It's not a law, right? Yeah, can't hold up to, if you can't. I love how they proudly say at NBC, proudly, that they will not have scientists on who disagree that climate change is real. I've never heard of science being settled before. I know, because it's an observable fraud, and they're all hypocrites. Just like Nancy Pelosi's flying off to Europe for a climate change summit. What's the carbon footprint for that? And by the way, are you going to jet pool? Are you going to take that plane that the government gives the Speaker of the House? Yeah, we got a couple chilly days in Florida. It was chilly a couple days last week. I wore a long sleeve or two. Not today. Today it was like 69 degrees when I left. It's beautiful in Florida. That's why we live in Florida. All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. My name's Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. That's right. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Suffering with depression, anxiety, addiction, trauma, loneliness, low self-esteem, and problems with intimacy. Day and night, they struggle to make it through. If you're feeling overwhelmed, confused, frustrated, lost, and fear never being able to find satisfaction in your intimate relationships, it's time to be proactive. Call me. Let's talk. I am Dr. Janae Lomaski, a licensed psychologist. You can reach me at 561-777-2021. That's 561-777-2021. Or you can find my number at stevekaneshow.com.
The Medicare open enrollment period is here. Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080, and allow her to educate and guide you through the many plans, choices, and cost considerations. I Will Advisors represents all major insurance companies, not just
you should all live in Florida. You wouldn't have those problems.
The best option for you. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to
Steve Kane Show.
Italian restaurant in Coral Springs.
Thanks.
The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Welcome back, one and all. Oh, boy. I tell you. What a great time. Oh, tomorrow is Tuesday. Today's Monday after Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Attorney Barry Siegel is having his Medicaid and Revocable Living Trust workshops tomorrow. He's moving them back to Boca at the Courtyard by Marriott, immediately west of I-95 on the north side of Glades Road. Revocable Living Trust workshop, that's at 2. The Medicaid planning is at 10. And of course, these are free to attend. Just please call Barry's office to let him know you're coming so they know how many people will be there. 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. 1-855-352-3782. 855-352-3782. These are great workshops, and you will learn a lot. And you get an opportunity to speak with the attorney for free. 855-FLA-ESTATE, completely free. Just let them know you're coming. And again, Medicaid planning tomorrow at 10, Revocable Living Trust at 2, Courtyard by Marriott, just west of I-95 on the north side of Glades Road. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. PJ, you're on the radio.
Yes, good morning. I'm just curious, how does Congress even have time by Christmas to impeach? Because I actually went yesterday, I checked the congressional schedule for this month, and they only have 8 days left in session, starting tomorrow and ending next Thursday, and that's it. Possibly have the Judiciary Committee and then
Dummy
go through
funnies,
the whole
Chuck.
impeachment process.
Dummy funnies. Well, I'm more. Well, when you talk about Nadler, PJ, now you've lost a lot of weight. When I saw you on the cruise, you've lost a lot of weight. But you're somebody that knows about eating, right? Because you've had weight issues. Jerry Nadler, how much food would you guess Jerry Nadler consumes in a day to maintain the level of obesity that he maintains?
Well, he had a stomach staple was what happened.
No. He's still big as a house, though. He's not as fat as he used to be. I mean, he used to be so heavy. I mean, but now he's still very overweight.
Plates of smoked salmon, that's all.
Smoked salmon. Well, what I wonder is, when Nadler is up there in these committee hearings, do you think he has like some Twinkies and potato chips underneath the desk that we see off camera? Because I just don't. I'm serious. And some Coke. I just don't. A case of Coke down there. I just don't see a guy that's that heavy being able to go for hours during these hearings without eating.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, but there's even if he starved himself for the next 8 days, there's just not enough time to impeach.
Well, you know what? I got a clip here. I was going to play this clip later. I'll play it for you. This is from one of the Sunday shows, the This Week show. It used to be This Week with David Brinkley, and now is it just This Week, or is it This Week with Stephanopoulos now? But Stephanopoulos wasn't there. But listen to this. These are liberal reporters. They're talking about impeachment and what's going on in Washington. Listen to this.
Start with you, Rick Klein. We have been talking about this impeachment process now transferring to the Judiciary Committee. Talk us through what you're hearing from each side and their strategy. We heard a little bit of it from each side.
Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, right?
The Democrats' view is now get it over and move on. They feel like they've made the case that they can make. They've grown frustrated inside their conference about the inability to move public opinion, the inability to get any Republicans to go along. So the sense is they've got the votes. That's not really going to change. They need to get this process moving as quickly as possible. You'll see that in committee this week after the intel.
Okay, so, I'm sticking by my prediction from last week, PJ, that President Trump will not be impeached in the House of Representatives. There's a couple of creeps, Pizza the Hut here, Jerry Nadler and Schiff, but they don't have support to impeach him.
Yeah. No, so that's what I mean. I was shocked. I thought there's more time in December.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ends next Thursday.
Yep. That's right.
And it's 8 days. That's it.
Well, and they don't work 8 days. They only work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So so they don't have even the full 8 days to get through it. All right, PJ, take care, man. Interesting stuff. Stephen Royal Palm, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Hey, I'm back. Anyway, 2 things. One, you'll never see photos of Nadler from toe to top, because he looks like a weeble. He's had
a weeble wobble.
He's had gastric bypass surgery.
Yeah.
but if you look, people that have that, and they keep eating, the food, once it gets past that band, or the staples, it starts to accumulate, and they start looking like a weeble. So that's what...
It's a weeble wobble. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Yeah.
If you get a full picture of Nadler, he looks just like a weeble.
Well, he's 5'3", 5'4", but, you know, to maintain that weight, he's got to consume quite a bit each day. He's got to. And somebody like that he's a food addict. Because he had that surgery, he's continued eating because he's addicted to food, and I just don't believe he can sit there for hours without sneaky potato chips and ding dongs.
Well, here's the thing about that hearing he's going to be having. There's 2 movies coming out. One is called Richard Jewell.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The other is Just Mercy. Both true stories, and it shows you how individuals who are at the bottom of the economic chain, who are lower middle class, like most of your listeners, can be railroaded by a corrupt news and governmental agencies, where they're basically convicted, whether through the news.
Well, I know Richard Jewell. What's the other movie? What was the other movie called, and what's that about?
It's called Just Mercy. True story. A black man is accused of serious crime. He doesn't have proper ability to get a good lawyer, which is why most low-class people, black, white, whatever, wind up in jail. He can't afford a good lawyer, and they just said, okay, you're guilty.
Oh.
That happened many years ago. He gets a lawyer, a black lawyer, who exonerated him for murder.
Oh, okay. And it's a true story. Okay.
This is what they're doing to our president. They're going to convict this guy, whether it's in the news
Clearwater.
or in Nadler's court, and
you know who's based in Clearwater, right?
They do it to their own party.
Yeah.
A lot of people, whether you've been arrested or not, you understand that you can be railroaded by a governmental agency, whether it's the police.
Well, you know, I think the most important movie of the year is the Richard Jewell movie, which is a Clint Eastwood movie. And the media, you're going to find that when the Richard Jewell movie, every movie that Clint Eastwood does is a masterpiece. I mean, come on. I mean, he's very good. And usually Clint Eastwood movies begin a dialogue about something. And, you know, like $1 Million Baby about assisted suicide, for example. The media are going to try to cover up and not cover the Richard Jewell movie because it's about the fake news and how the fake news media decided that Richard Jewell was the bomber, and he wasn't, and they destroyed his life. It's unfortunate that Richard Jewell's not alive today to be around for this movie. I wish he was.
American people are seeing how our president is being railroaded by a corrupt news outlet and a governmental agency. And
awesome.
Nadler's going to go ahead with his crap, and Trump is bowed out. Trump is not going to take part in it, so they're just going to, whatever they want to say is going to go ahead. And this is going to be damaging to the...
Well, you know, I was talking last week about this, you know, and what happened last week and the week before, it started a couple of Fridays ago. And there was a lot of talk about this last week. What the Democrats are now talking about is not impeachment, but a censure of the president, which is like a vote on a reprimand, which is meaningless. And at the moment, and Chris Wallace with the goosebumps is the first one I heard talk about the censure. And when I heard that and I saw more of that discussion from Democrats in the House, they don't have the votes for impeachment. So they're trying to go to this other route. And you see how they're demonizing some Democrat, any Democrat that won't vote to impeach is a Trumplican and they're a traitor and a turncoat. They're looking for all these excuses. They don't have the votes. I'm telling you, my prediction is, now I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to be impeached. I don't think he will be.
The Constitution, does it say you can impeach, you can censor a president? Where in the Constitution do they?
Well, I don't know. I don't know, but you know, what you have in the House, you have Democrats abusing their power. They're like Harvey Keitel in Bad Lieutenant, if you want to talk about movies. They're abusing their authority with these committees. If they had the votes, they would vote. They wouldn't be talking about censure, and they wouldn't be pushing this through in a couple of day hearing with Piece of the Hut Nadler over there. They would just do it. But they don't. I don't believe they have the votes. And I'll tell you, the Trump base is more loyal and stronger than ever. And a lot of Trump people might have been lazy during that midterm election that gave the Democrats control of the House. I think we got a good chance of taking the House back again. And God help the Democrats. And you want to talk about censure? Republicans take back the House. There should be an immediate vote to censure Nadler and Schiff. And you know what? Nancy Pelosi as well.
But what is a censure? What is that?
It's a reprimand, like a verbal reprimand. It's a vote of disapproval. It means nothing.
Glove out and slap him.
No, they just say he's been censure's he's been reprimanded by the Congress that has no authority over him. That's basically it. So that's that. Democrats are creeps. I mean, you see the way the Democrats behave when they lose an election. If you are a Democrat, regardless of what your positions are, seeing how Democrats behave when in power, I don't see how anybody could support these Democrats today. I really don't when you see how they behave.
Good thing coming out of this, I've been seeing more people wearing Trump gear like you.
Yeah.
In public now, and it's absolutely amazing. I've seen more Trump hats in the last few weeks than I think I've seen accumulated over the last.
And keep in mind, we're in liberal community here, South Florida, which is historically Democrat. That Trump rally last week in Broward that I went to I'm so glad I went in person to see the diversity that Trump has brought. I was talking about this on Wednesday's show that Donald Trump's Republican Party, his rallies are more diverse than Democrat rallies. And the reason I say that is this. When you go to a Trump rally, people drive there on their own. There's no charter buses bringing people in. People drive there on their own. At Democrat rallies, people are bussed in. So they bring them in by groups, right? They bring in the bus of gays from the gay act, the bus of Black Lives Matter, the bus of Latinos for No Borders, And what happens when the Democrats bring in the busloads of activists, they sit together. So you go to a Democrat event, you've got a black section, a white section, a gay section, a Hispanic section. They're not integrated. And at a Trump rally, people go and sit wherever they get a seat, and it's very, very integrated. Unlike PJ, he was surrounded by a black family when he was at the rally last week. You don't see that at Democrat events. Trump's rallies are diverse and more integrated than Democrat rallies, and it happens organically because no one's bussed in. They go there on their own. It's amazing what Donald Trump. Let's admit it. If you went to a Republican rally when George Bush was president, you'd be hard pressed to see black people, or even really that many Hispanic people. And it's totally different deal at the Trump rallies.
Rally, which is Broward County, as you know, is a stronghold for Democrats, one of the heaviest Democrat-populated counties in the state of Florida. They had a counter-demonstration by a huge amount of Democrats with Wasserman Schultz. You know what that huge amount of Democrats added up to? About 24 people.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. And the stage, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, on the stage she spoke from, was the smallest portable stage I've ever seen that has a roof. They rent these stages that have a roof on them, and my guess would be that stage was the smallest stage you could rent from the company that has a roof on it. It was so tiny. And I saw the ragtag group of loser Democrats, two dozen or so, that were brought in, pathetic looking people. I mean, and if you go back and watch Debbie Wasserman Schultz's speech at the counter demonstration, no energy from her, no energy from in Broward County, the Democrats couldn't stage a half decent counter protest to this Republican. I really believe, I'm not saying that Broward's going to go Republican, okay? But without that Democrat running the supervisor of elections and without Scott Israel as sheriff, we're going to see the largest Republican vote turnout maybe in Broward County history in the next election. And Palm Beach, too.
I think you're going to see the same at Palm Beach because you have some stronghold communities like Waxahachie, the acreage. You'll see Trump flag everywhere.
Well, the one race to really look at in the House is Laura Loomer versus Lois Frankel. And, you know, I talked to Laura Loomer at the rally last week, and the best thing that she has going for her is Lois Frankel, who's part of the Democrat machine, is arrogant, entitled, and is not taking Laura Loomer as a serious candidate. And Laura Loomer could win that congressional race in Palm Beach, and that would be a shocker among shocking events if Laura Loomer was elected to Congress. I mean, you know, and there's a Republican supervisor of elections in Palm Beach now, not a Democrat. So that corrupt machine is not going to be able to get their corrupt squad out like they normally would.
Masked up here, Brian, that's the guy with no legs. I mean, a lot of his district is heavy-duty Democrat.
You know, I saw Brian Mast at the rally last week, and I'll tell you, in the past, I've been a little critical of Brian Mast because I thought, why does he always, wearing shorts? You know what I mean? And I saw him walking up on that stage with the president last week. I mean, I knew that he had lost his legs, but I didn't know what a struggle it was for him, even with those high-tech legs, to walk up those stairs. I mean, it was a struggle, and he did it. I mean, Brian Mast, a great guy, and I can see why he wear if he were to wear pants, I think it would get messed up in the mechanism of those legs. I think he needs to wear the shorts because of the leg mechanisms, I don't think I saw somebody else that has the same legs that's not a politician, and they were wearing shorts too. I don't think those legs work well with pants. They need to be open, and they don't work with pants. But I'll tell you, if Laura Loomer is to Frankel what AOC was to that Democrat up in New York. That Democrat didn't take AOC as a serious opponent, and didn't really campaign, didn't really run, wouldn't debate her. And Lois Frankel, it's a little different because we got a general election. And I don't know, I mean, I know it's a Democrat area and she's part of the machine and all that, Lois Frankel. But I don't know if they have any of those stronghold Century Village type places where they can churn out 50,000 votes, with the nurses' aides casting the absentees. But I think Laura Loomer is a serious candidate up there. And I know a lot of people don't take her as a serious candidate, but I think she is. She's raised more money than Lois Frankel, too,
If you have a large volunteer base of people that are out there banging on doors, handing out flyers, making phone calls, getting her name out in the public and what she stands for, that's where you win.
Well, what Laura Loomer, I think what Laura Loomer needs to do is do what she's doing, because I saw her meeting with people, and at the rally tonight. She's very good. She's charismatic. Whatever community event there is in that district, she needs to be there. I don't care if it's a birthday party at one of the parks in that district. She needs to be there. I remember once when I was a kid, I was at 4th of July or Memorial Day, one of those days at C.B. Smith Park. And there was a guy running for county commission who went up to every picnic table in the place to introduce himself, And that's what she's got to do in that community. She's got to make physical contact with as many people that vote in that district as possible. And I'm telling you, she could. If Laura Loomer went to Congress, it would be the most dramatic victory I think you and I have ever seen in Congress. Much more dramatic than AOC. That was a Democrat for a Democrat, and she's pretty. She would use that platform like nobody else.
The state fairground up here on Okeechobee Boulevard, he had 9,000 people in a building that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if now Laura did have a VIP pass to the rally the other night, okay? But I don't know if Trump's going to bring Laura Loomer up on stage. I don't know. For two reasons. One is it's a long shot race, number one. So he doesn't want to, he doesn't typically back people that, he doesn't think are going to win. And the other thing is so much controversy comes with her. I don't know. She wasn't invited up at the rally last week. Yeah.
Voice as to where she stands on issues. You got to.
Yeah. That's right. All right. Break. Take care. Thanks for the call. We'll take our last break of the second hour. I'm Brian. We're back from Thanksgiving weekend. This is Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
You suffer with diabetes. Did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences, up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Sole Authority. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They will provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Sole Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoleauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops.
We can always
around
watch
town.
on
The price at Friendly Tire, only $65.
YouTube, Patricia.
That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website.
Well, thanks, Paz.
Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online.
What is it, Sarah? What did Jeff say?
Tell him you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
I missed Jeff's comment.
Listen
Coming
to
back.
the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. What the hell is going on with Joe Biden? Did he put his wife's finger in his mouth during that event? Did he bite it? Did he lick it? What the hell was that about? You know, Joe Biden's he's just, you know what it is with Joe Biden? It's his generation. Joe Biden's generation is that 60s generation. And I think that you know, that free love, Vietnam War protest generation, and I think just morally, there's some of the when it comes to sex, are probably the scummiest generation alive, just because they're from that 60s era. You know? I could be wrong about that. I know we got a lot of people of that generation in the audience, if you have any thoughts on that. But what he did with his wife, with the finger, that's okay if it's in private, but in public on stage, it was so bizarre. And then this clip has come out that I find very confusing and disturbing. And disturbing is not a description I use lightly. The one about Biden talking about kids and his hairy legs, did you hear? Let me play this. He was talking to a group. Listen.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach.
You know what this sounds like to me? You know what this exchange sounds like? It sounds like Airplane with Captain Over when he's talking to the kid in the cockpit. Have you ever seen a grown man naked? Remember that? Doesn't it kind of sound like that?
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
What the hell?
So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Oh my gosh. That's your front runner, Democrats. He loves kids jumping on his lap, and he let children play with the hair on his hairy legs. And the thing about roaches I don't get, that is probably the most disturbing comments ever made by a presidential candidate. I've never heard anything like that. The roaches I don't get. The kid's jumping on his lap playing with his hairy legs, I get that. Oh my goodness. Yes, the Democrat frontrunner. And this thing with his wife's finger, did he bite it, lick it, or just put it in his mouth on stage during the speech? Could you imagine if President Trump did that with Melania? It's did you see that, Steve?
No, I heard about it.
Oh my goodness.
What do you mean the scummy generation? That's my generation.
I know what Steve said. What do you mean the scummy? It's his generation. I was actually talking I was talking to someone about this on our first Steve Kane cruise about they were some a little older, just recently got married, they were dating for a while, and they were talking about how it's very difficult to date in that baby boomer generation because the baby boomer generation are just the word this lady used, degenerates. And I think it's the 60s generation, all the drugs and the that's when the birth control came out, which made sex easier. We didn't have to worry about the pregnancy so much. And I think it was a degenerate generation. But Joe Biden, I mean, let's play that again. I mean, this is crazy.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Wow. Yep, that's your Democrat frontrunner right there. Debate coming up on PBS. He'll be center stage. And not one question will be asked about that. All right, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll take our break. When we get back, there is more to share. Steve joining us. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE. The question I'll throw out there on Joe Biden, we know about the kids jumping on the lap and what all that's about, playing with the hair on his hairy legs. But what is he talking about roaches involved in this? Where do the roaches come in? What is that reference? And I'm confused. I know what a roach is. Steve says it's a joint. What's the leftover of a joint? No, I don't think so. I don't know. 888-GO-CANE-1. All right, let's take our break and be back.
1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach. and 95.3 FM, W237BD Boca Raton, the Health and Wealth Radio Network.
You've heard Steve Kane talk about the great work and the incredible prices at Dr. Gupta's Brighton Dental. Richie, the bus driver, called Steve Kane.
You got it. I know, and I got to do all that work with her. So you just call her today. You got to call her.
I have to talk about Brighton Dental because your sponsor is a miracle worker. I broke my tooth. I fractured it and it went backwards in my mouth.
Oh my!
My front top tooth. I put it back into the socket. It felt like it was falling out. I had pain. I couldn't even eat spaghetti. And I was going to a wedding in New York 2 days later. And I said, what am I going to do? You know? The dentist here wanted to charge me $120 just to look at it and to tell me he couldn't do anything. I went to Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. I traveled 139 miles. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Each way. Okay? The man sat and worked on my tooth for 2 hours. Put a pin in it. Put it back in place. I could eat anything I want. He said it was temporary. He did such a great job. It feels like permanent. I have no pain. I can eat anything I want now. And the fact of the matter, this is what really was unbelievable. I was getting on the bus to go to the reception, okay, in New York City. He knew I was in New York. The phone rings. Who do you think's on the line?
Dr. Gupta.
Right. He wants to see if everything is going okay and if I'm in any pain. The guy is unbelievably wonderful. I mean, thank you so much. I wouldn't have been able to eat. I wouldn't have been able to go. I would have looked like a pumpkin.
Everybody needs a great dentist, and of course, for you Steve Kane listeners,
I got to do it tomorrow. I got to.
He's over there at Brighton Dental.
I probably won't be able to go to the thing.
He's very conscientious. You know, dentistry is an art when you stop.
But I got. But you go. I got to record that and get it ready for.
We're so pleased to have him with us.
Yeah, I just wanted them to know if
you got to call her today.
And the guy is so good at what he does. He's so gentle, and I mean, I don't like dentists. This guy is just top shelf, and I'm going down to him to get it permanently put in. But right now, I don't have any pain. I can eat anything I want. Incredible.
Take Richie the bus driver's advice and go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. Call 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve Kane Show is live in Morning Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week. To call the show toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1.
All right, we're back, and if you would like to join us, you know the number, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1, Kane, spelled K-A-N-E, 1-888-KANE, 1. I'm going to have a little problem with my voice here for a bit. I was listening to Brian on the way up, and I didn't have a chance to, usually I vocalize on the way up about an hour, my voice is all...
Yeah, after 4 days off, you haven't talked. I know, it's tough after 4 days off.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know, so I was talking in the first hour, so I'll go back to this a little bit, is Lisa Page came out. She gave an interview to the Daily Beast and said that she did nothing wrong. She doesn't understand why people think she committed a crime. She's nonpartisan, blah, blah, blah. And
Lisa Page?
Yeah, Peter Strzok's girlfriend.
Her name is Page.
Lisa Page, yeah. Strzok Page. And she said, she gave an interview to the Daily Beast, her first interview, and they asked her why she gave an interview now, and she said because in October, President Trump made fun of her text, reading her text, faking an orgasm while he was reading her text messages to Peter Strzok. So I pulled up, it was from the Minneapolis rally, I pulled up the audio that she says is Trump faking an orgasm of, I guess it's her having an orgasm with Peter Strzok. And this is the driver. So I'll play this audio, and you all can call in because I'd like your opinion on this. Does it sound to you like the president is faking an orgasm between Lisa Page and Peter Strzok? This is the audio.
Months earlier, Peter Strzok. Remember, he and his lover, Lisa Page, Water Group. She's going to win. 10 million to 1. She's going to win. I'm telling you, Peter. I'm telling you, Peter, she's going to win, Peter. Oh, I love you so much. I love you, Peter. I love you too, Lisa. Lisa, I love you. Lisa. Lisa. Oh, God, I love you, Lisa. And if she doesn't win, Lisa, we've got an insurance policy, Lisa. We'll get that son of a bitch out. We got an insurance policy. And we're living through the insurance policy. That's what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Sound like, is he faking an orgasm between the two of them? Is he... What do you think he's doing? I think he's talking about like two lovebirds and some romantic, passionate thing, but I don't think he's like an orgasm.
I think it has a sexual side to it, but it's should give a sense of humor.
Well, what Lisa Page isn't, there are a couple things are going on here with Lisa Page. One, the Inspector General report is coming out. So what the media are doing is trying to set a narrative that it clears them all of wrongdoing, and I don't think that it will. Okay, or they wouldn't spend so much time telling you that. They would just wait for the report to come out and clear them. So they're trying to get a narrative out there. So when the report comes out, it'll seem like it's something that it's not. But that does, we still got Barr and Durham's indictments coming.
You use this analogy over and over again. It's an apt analogy. It's like a chess game. And
yeah.
Donald Trump is a great chess player, and he's about to take these guys to the woodshed.
Yeah.
Give them a lesson in not messing with the Don.
Well, what Lisa Page doesn't talk about in this interview is how these texts were discovered. The texts were discovered because Peter Strzok's wife turned them in. Because she's a homewrecker. She was, Peter Strzok's man. The most shocking thing about this is there was I thought Peter Strzok was Lisa Page's girlfriend, like my wife has girlfriends. I didn't realize it was, because we saw that testimony. It seems like he's playing for the other team to me, but he's straight. But Peter Strzok's wife turned the text over, turned them in, ratted them out. And is Lisa Page married? I know Peter Strzok is, and his wife turned him in. I don't know if she's married, but she's a homewrecker.
I think she did in their marriage.
Yeah, well, the thing with Lisa Page in her interview is all she talks about is she's been victimized by President Trump. Not what she did to Strzok's marriage, not what she did to Strzok's wife, not what she did to the process, to the president, to the election. She's the victim, which, she's no victim.
She is the least of the major goings-on.
No, that's a big, Steve. She was part of the whole spy operation. She was part of the team.
I understand that, but what's impeachment... See, what's going on as I see it now, this game has now evolved to its final stages, and the bad guys are about to be exposed.
Well, that's why they have Lisa Page out there trying to set a narrative as to what happened.
Yeah.
That's why she gave an interview.
But they're hysterical. They're all hysterical because they know they're about to, the proverbial you-know-what is about to hit the fan. And if you look at the polls, it's really interesting now. We've been sitting forever wondering, how long is it going to take? Oh, and we say, well, the polls are phony, and look at this, and Trump's trailing everybody, all their candidates by 10 points and all this. And it has been infuriating. I guess eventually we try to tune it out. But all of a sudden, all good things come to those who wait. The polls have turned, and dramatically, and all of them, right now, all of those races which show Trump trailing by 8 to 10 points.
Yeah.
Now they're all dead even.
Yeah. And you know what? Any poll you see, you can instantly add 10 points to it in Trump's favor.
They're not going to stay where they are today. They're on the downward direction.
I'm telling you, he's not going to be impeached.
No, you're right.
They're not going to be I've been saying it for about 2 weeks. So we got there first. It's very risky. You never know. But I'm telling you, he's not going to be impeached. And this Pizza the Hut guy, Nadler, what a joke he's going to make of himself this week.
There's no question. He had the weight loss operation.
He broke the band.
I don't know exactly how it worked, but he took off a lot of weight.
Oh, yeah, he weighed about 500 pounds before. Literally, he did.
After that, in the last couple months, he's put it all back on, which is life-threateningly dangerous when you have that operation.
He's addicted to food.
Yes, and in vast quantities.
He's only 5'3".
He doesn't look well. If you look at his face, you can tell he looks.
I remember after 9/11, when President Bush went to Manhattan right after 9/11, the day of the firefighter on the thing, I hear you. These people, they're throwing down these walls. Nadler flew in with him, and President Bush flew in on an Army helicopter, and he was with the New York congressional delegation, and Nadler was a part of that, and it's before he lost the weight. And when and you could see they jumped out of the side of the helicopter. When Nadler jumped out of the helicopter, you saw the helicopter like move because so much weight had been taken off. The pilot had to compensate for. Now I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. He was pretty big before, but he's
Morbidly obese.
Yeah, and he has two obsessions: food and his hatred of Trump.
None of them are looking very happy because what's happened, they're about to be exposed.
PJ's telling me Lisa Page is married. So, here you've got this homewrecker, Lisa Page. And if you want, the media today are going to be talking about nothing but Lisa. There's IG reports coming out, which I don't trust because the IG is part of the government too. I don't trust. I trust Barr. I trust Durham. Lisa Page is the beginning of the news cycle this week, and if you read I read the interview earlier in the Daily Beast, they're telling you that she and others are going to be cleared of any wrongdoing in the Inspector General's report, and that they're nonpartisan, and the Inspector General's report is going to show that they're nonpartisan and that they did nothing wrong. I'm telling you that if the Inspector General's report cleared all these people of wrongdoing, you wouldn't have Lisa Page being the news narrative today on the first, because last week's kind of like a dead news zone with Thanksgiving, You wouldn't have her out there doing an interview that's going to be the talk of the media all day, that the IG report clears them. By the way, how do they know what's in the report that's classified and hasn't been released yet? That's another question.
Well, the bad guys are doing selective leaking. This is what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They leak stuff that's they can twist and turn and it supports their position. That's why you can't take any of this stuff that's being leaked.
Yeah,
they're all basically New York Times stories.
Well, they're trying to set a narrative, and New York Times is who Comey was leaking to. So the New York Times has an interest in Comey. All right, Sarah, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Happy Thanksgiving to you there, Steve.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
So I agree. I think this is going to be a pony show again. And
you mean a dog and pony show?
Yeah. Either way, it's the biggest circus I've ever seen in my lifetime.
You're right. You're right on the money. I'm hard pressed I've been around for a long time, and I've seen a lot of these things going back to Watergate and all the traumas that went along with that, and there were a whole bunch of them. I go back to the Army McCarthy hearings. I mean, I've been around a long time. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah. My question is if Lisa has come out with this interview claiming that she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
To me,
she says she doesn't understand why people are accusing her of committing crimes, is what Page said.
Well, it just shows you how removed from reality she is.
Exactly. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens in the next week, because with the FISA coming out, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, there's two. You got the Inspector General report. Then we've got Durham and Barr coming in with indictments. We don't have a date on the indictments, but that's going to be next. They said it would be after the Inspector General. They want the Inspector General's report out for some reason. So any time after that, we could start seeing indictments.
Exactly. So anyway, I just wanted to chime in, and I'm back in Colorado, and it was a great month. It was an awesome.
Yeah. Sarah was on the cruise with us to the Cayman Islands in Mexico, and she's going with us next year on our next cruise.
Very exciting.
All right, Sarah, take care. Take care. Oh, by the way, just a quick mention on the cruise. The next cruise is December 6th of next year. It's a year from now. It's the Donald Trump Victory Cruise. And I'm actually going with Ian on Sunday, and I'm going to take a tour of the new ship we're going on, which is the Celebrity Edge, the most advanced cruise ship on the ocean. And it'll be in Port Everglades this weekend. I'm going to take a tour of it. And if you go to SteveKaneShow.com, I made a video of our last cruise that we were just on last month, and my wife edited it into an incredible video. And if you go to SteveKaneShow.com, I have the video right there embedded. You can see the video of the cruise.
After you've seen the video, I just want to reassure you I am still with the show. I understand I wasn't very much in the video. I had my kids.
I didn't see you.
My kids were crying. They cut you. Tell Brian he cut you out of
It's hard to cut you. You weren't around when I was. A lot of it's in the Mayan ruins and things like this where we went to go and things like that. But if you go and see, I think when you go and see the video, those of you that have not been on the cruise, you will be blown away by all the things we do because it's very active. We had a lot of good times, and not going to talk about the next one too much yet because we're still planning it out. Although it leaves December 6th next year, we're going to have all new activities and new things to do that we haven't done on the previous cruises. But I got to tell you, we're now, today's Cyber Monday, right? Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And I couldn't believe the stores last week they opened up at 4 o'clock on Thanksgiving Day, Walmart and Target. I couldn't believe. And Best Buy opened at 5. And every year we go to the stores, not to buy anything.
You're breaking all records.
Yeah,
They say this is the first year that the internet really has had its full potential impact on the shopping habits.
Yeah, and when I went to the stores because usually after Thanksgiving dinner, every year we go out to the Black Friday events, not to shop, just to see it, because it's like chaotic. It's fun to watch. And we went to Best Buy, Walmart, Target, and all of that. And it was a madhouse. And I'm watching the media just hoping and wishing that, it would be an economic disaster for the retailers around the country, and then they broke all these records. And the Cyber Monday is going to be the biggest one yet. And I know the media is all upset that it was the biggest Black Friday weekend in the history of Black Fridays when they thought it was going to tank, or at least they were wishing it would tank. But I got to tell you, on Cyber Monday, we're going to take advantage of that too here. MyPillow has incredible deals, and this is the thing. I was introduced to MyPillow last Christmas when my wife gave me my MyPillow. When I got my MyPillow, there were no Steve Kane specials. There was no discount with the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, that you have now. And these are the best gifts you can buy, not just MyPillows, but other MyPillow products. That's pretty much all we buy for people are MyPillow products. And if you go to MyPillow.com, click the radio listener specials. There's a whole bunch of specials, okay? And these gifts are perfect for everyone, not just in your family, but your holiday parties at work. If you got the Secret Santa, you want to do the shopping for that. And I'll just go through a couple of these specials because they're so good. Of course, the buy one MyPillow, get one for free when you use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout. That's an incredible deal. That's 2 gifts, right? Because you can give one pillow to one person, one to the next. Boom, right there, 2 for 1. The brand new product they have, which is the MyPillow bath towel set, normally $109.99. When you use the promo code Kane, just $76.99. The Giza Cotton MyPillow Dream Sheets, buy one set of sheets, get the second set free when you use the promo code Kane at checkout, and you get free shipping. The dog beds, which I have, they say dog beds, but they're really pet beds. Cats love them too. The MyPillow pet beds, when you use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, just $19.99. And let me tell you, if we give gifts to our dogs and cats every Christmas. I know a lot of you do. Perfect gift. Or if you have someone in your family or circle of friends that has pets, they'll love it too as a gift. And let me tell you, the pets love the MyPillow pet bed as much as the humans love the MyPillow pillows and mattresses. So go to mypillow.com. Use the promo code Kane at checkout. There's a lot of other great deals there. You can also order by phone. When you order by phone, use the promo code Kane as well. All right, here's the number: 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879.
And don't put it off, because that happens so many times, Chris. I'll get to it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it next week. I'll do it next Monday. And before you know it,
It's here. It's here.
You have to,
Yeah, so order now, order quick.
And tell them we sent you.
Open enrollment is here. This is the one time of year you can make changes to your Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080, and have her review your Medicare plan, 954-753-8080.
Listen
Yeah.
to the Steve King Show
Come back.
on iHeartRadio.
Oh, my
Just
goodness.
search for WWN.
Oh my goodness. I tell you, what a great, there's so much winning going on.
Just like he told us.
You never get tired of it.
I'm not tired of it.
Oh God, no. Are you kidding?
I can't wait for the fur to fly on this. When the Democrat and the Senate takes over. That's
Yeah.
gonna be the fun.
Yeah.
When we make the calls.
Oh. Well, if we take back the House, Schiff should be censured on day one. That should be the first action in Republican Congress. In fact, they should run on that. They should run on that. Vote for us. We're going to censure Schiff. I mean, the way he's behaved is disgusting. He's worse than Nadler. But Nadler's going to get his turn this week. But
He's great material for comedy routines, though, Chris. I watch Fox. Everybody's doing sketches on.
well, you know, the thing with the thing with the Democrats, when you know things have turned on them, is I don't know about this week, but last week on Saturday Night Live, they did a parody making fun of the Democrats, which is unheard of. I mean, they brought in Woody Harrelson to do when Saturday Night Live is.
Who did Shift?
I don't know who does Shift. I don't know all these no talents that think they're John Belushi up there these days and Dan Aykroyd.
There's some really good ones on Fox.
Yeah. But when they're making fun of Democrats on Saturday Night Live, you know they're in trouble. Because Saturday Night Live's turned on them.
All right, you want to call?
Steve Kane Show. Hey, yeah, we'll take a call or two. I had to answer them first, though. Let's take Rabbi David. Rabbi David, good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay. I have a comment, thought about that Lisa Page story that's going on.
Right.
I think that the conversation that they had, the way Trump said it, he was just showing how, two people, romantic, going back and forth, saying these things. There was an orgasm involved.
It was a joke.
However, it was a joke. However, Lisa Page knows the real story. And I bet you, they probably were sexting each other, and it really was that this is how they were, this is how they communicated and were,
Yeah. Well, Rabbi David, when Lisa Page in this Daily Beast interview, which was one of the number one most suck-up interviews in the history of interviews, okay? I mean, she did nothing wrong. She doesn't understand. There was no mention of some of the things she said in the text, like she went out, she told Peter Strzok she went out and got a copy of All the President's Men to use it as a guidebook on how to get Trump out of office. None of these things were brought up, but she said she was nonpartisan. If she was nonpartisan, why was she so bent on bringing him down?
She is in denial.
She's criminally insane.
she's very focused on the orgasm thing. And I think that hit home for her. That
Well, maybe she hasn't had one since Peter Strzok's wife found out and split them up.
yeah, she misses the good old times when they could text each other, how they're going to get Trump, and they get off.
Well, but they're all, on Fox I was watching earlier, And I forget which one of the
Yeah.
that said it, but they're all cracking up now because they know what's coming. They know they're in trouble. They know they're going to be ridiculed. They know they're going to be exposed.
Yeah.
And they're all freaked out, and that's part of it with all of them. They're going to get more. It's going to get worse. Believe me.
I wish I was as confident as Brian about the no impeachment vote.
Then why are they, if they're going to impeach him, why, it's been almost 2 weeks now. It's been 10 days since they've been talking about a censure. Why are they talking about a censure if they've got the votes to impeach him?
I don't really know who if they're really talking about censure. I don't know who's was
Trump. They're talking about censuring Trump.
No, but I'm saying I haven't heard Schiff say that. I haven't heard really it coming from Nadler. These people, they just know at any time they can walk in there, take a vote, he's impeached. They just know it.
It's not going to happen.
Not true. I agree with Brian 100%.
Also, now, listen, I have wishful thinking, hopeful thinking also, but these people are despicable.
Yeah.
We know they can go there and vote on it at any time, and they can twist arms and do whatever.
Yeah.
Get the vote.
Yeah. No, they can't twist arms and get the vote, or they would do it. They don't have the vote. And this thing with Nadler.
You see, what's at risk for all of these Democratic congressmen is their seats. We got an election coming up in a year. The public is aroused, and it's becoming more and more evident each day. The support for Trump grows. The support for impeachment wanes. And they see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
They know that any Democrat that votes against Trump in this crucial vote about impeachment is not going to get reelected. And there's nothing these guys prize like their seats.
Safe space without impeaching. What are they going to do? I mean, the censure.
Well, that's what they're trying to. But something, I don't think Trump's going to go.
I'm telling you, if the Republicans ran on, give us the House back, we will censure Schiff.
But this is an interesting thing about it. When it comes right down to it,
that's a great thing to run on.
Anything to say about whether the Democrats censure?
No, they can just take a vote and do that. No. All right, Rabbi, take care. All right, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. I wanted to bring up something I've been seeing lately on Facebook and social media, that there are Democrats with signs saying, "Democrats for Trump." Have you seen this?
No. But it doesn't surprise me.
Right. So I think we're going to see more.
You gotta be very careful with these things, okay? Because anybody can hold up a sign saying Democrats for Trump. If they're a Democrat for Trump, why are they still a Democrat? Why are they not a Republican now? There's a story today that I haven't talked about it because I'm a little suspect of it. I may be wrong. I don't know. And the reason I'm suspect is because it's a still photo. The guy that didn't respond to Biden, did you see this story?
No.
Biden walks up to a guy in a diner or something, and he ignores Biden. And it's a still photograph, so all we have are print stories, and they're saying he told Biden, he acted like he didn't know who Biden was, and Biden says, I was the vice president, and he says, well, this is Trump country. And I'm very suspect of this story because there's no video of it, only a still photograph. And I know a lot of people, it could be accurate, but when you see something like Democrats for Trump, that makes no sense. Why would a Democrat be for Trump and not walk away and become a Republican caller? Can you make sense of that?
Go ahead, Cola. Cola, what's your name?
This is Susan.
Susan?
Susan.
Okay, Susan. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to add to that. There was a time years ago when I was registered as Democrat, and I voted Republican. And I believe that a lot of people that, uneducated voters, nothing bad against that they don't realize just because you're registered as a Democrat doesn't mean.
No, but if you're holding like there's a group I see here on the side of the road sometimes, they hold up signs saying Jews for Trump, okay? I promise you they're not Democrats, they're Republicans. Why would someone still be a Democrat if they're for Trump? Like at the rally last week, what Trump talked about...
That's not what it means. What it means is I was a Democrat and giving it up for seeing the light, and now I'm supporting Trump.
I'm just suspect of things like that. I'm suspect. You got to be careful with these because, I just can't imagine. I mean, when at the rally last week, there were two things that got the crowd really crazy, okay, really excited. When he talked about defending the Second Amendment and when he talked about pro-life stuff. That's when the crowd got most, even more than when he yelled at the media as fake news. That's what got the crowd the most excited. There's no way how many Democrats are pro-life and pro-Second Amendment? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm just suspect. If you go up to someone that holds up a sign that says Democrats for Trump, I'd have to see that voter's card to believe it necessarily. I wouldn't believe. I would think they would switch parties. And I'll tell you why. It depends on what state you are in. But you're in a situation in most states where you can't vote in the primary if you're still a Democrat for Trump. So it doesn't make sense. You've got to switch parties. I know there's some crossover states, but not that many. There's propaganda on. Yeah, go ahead. All right. Sorry to take the excitement out of your Democrat for Trump experience because I know
I'm with you.
I think it's a great talking point. I think it's interesting and a great talking
Well, talking points are fake. I don't like talking points. Talking points are for lying Democrats.
I remember, though, years ago when my father was alive, he said, you'd say I'm a Democrat because I'm a blue-collar worker. He was a welder and he worked very hard. But he said, but I vote Republican because the Republicans know how to run the country.
Well, they've got this new thing. The Democrats are doing this new thing, which is totally, the media, I should say, that there are Democrats who vote Republican in the presidency. I saw a story about this the other day, but they vote Democrat in the House races because they want balance. There's all these fake, that makes no sense either. No. I mean, the media is filled with, and just the fact that you said talking point. You said it's a good talking point, Democrats for Trump. What do you mean by that?
Well, it means that if somebody's made a switch from the Democratic Party,
Then they're a former Democrat. They're a former Democrat.
Susan, I'm with you.
Talking points are propaganda. All right, Susan.
We'll talk soon.
We got a break.
We are going to take a break. We'll be right back. More on the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig coming up next. This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful
Well, got a couple more
Dr.
spots.
Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online at drnathan.com. Tell him you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist, and when it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
Seniors, open enrollment is here. This is the one time of year you can make changes to your Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. And have her review your Medicare plan. 954-753-8080. The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with Attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, we are back. You want to go back to the phone?
No. I'd like to, but, yeah, well, that happens sometimes.
We have a bet with Al John, don't we? What was the bet I made with him?
I don't think you made the bet.
If I did, you tried to talk me out of it.
Well, he has no money to pay.
Well, I don't care. It's just...
But you'll have to pay. That's not a bet. That's a one-sided thing. Do you take EBT? If he pays you an EBT, can you take that? If he food stamps.
No.
You won't take EBT if you check.
I take anything because it's
EBT.
going to humiliate him.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? Who's his candidate that he loves so much?
Bernie.
Bernie. A dollar late, a day late, and a dollar.
Yeah. So this story with Biden and this guy in the cafe, it may be true, but I'm a little suspect. This is the story. It's this is from 100%fedup.com, but it's all over the place. It says, much to the surprise of many Americans, former Vice President Joe Biden is back on top in the Democrat Party's presidential poll, the one who says he likes children jumping on his lap and playing with his leg hair. Yesterday, while campaigning in Iowa, the gaffe master Democrat, Biden, took a big hit to his ego when an Iowa man seated at the Corn Stalk Cafe refused to acknowledge him. One photo of a hard-working farmer in the Midwest ignoring Democrat presidential frontrunner Joe Biden as he stands next to him. The farmer's sitting at a table. Sums up how the forgotten men and women feel about the Democrat Party that abandoned them several decades ago. And they've got this picture. Someone tweeted a photograph of it that was there. And it says, the time when former VP Joe Biden is standing right next to you at the Cornstalk Cafe and you just don't care. He won't look at Biden. He keeps looking forward. He's purposely ignoring him. There was a Politico correspondent there, Natasha Korecki. She covers the Iowa caucuses. She asked the farmer why he ignored the former vice president who was standing next to him at the cafe. Okay? He says, are you serious? It says, I asked the guy, let me go back to this. This is a transcript. I asked the guy if he just wasn't a fan of Biden. And the guy says, who? I say the former vice president. The man who farms in the Missouri Valley says he's never heard of Joe Biden. He says, are you serious? When I say he was Obama's Veep, I got an O from the farmer. I'm not an Obama fan. This is Republican country. Korecki attempted to cover for the unpopular VP by adding, to be fair, the game was on. Okay, goes on. It's a very, I don't believe, how could he not know who Joe Biden is and just happen to be in this place to ignore him? There's something about that story. I don't quite trust it yet. It seems staged, like Rosa Parks on the bus.
I mean, don't underestimate the anger that's out there towards...
But that's not what he's saying. He's pretending he never heard of Joe Biden.
That's his way of...
Yeah.
saying F you.
I just don't like... That's not what Joe the Plumber did. Joe the Plumber embarrassed Obama by asking him a question.
Well, Joe the Plumber was more creative, obviously.
Joe the Plumber was spontaneous. This wasn't spontaneous. Joe the Plumber, Obama was walking down the street where he lived. This here was in cafe. The vice president's there, former vice president, you know, and all this stuff. It just, I mean, it's if there was video of it, I'll maybe it'll come out later today. I don't like, it's like with that last caller, I don't like talking points. And when Republicans get into stage things, this sounds staged to me, and get into talking points, I don't like it. That's what the left do. You know, they stage things and have lying talking points. I don't like talking points, and I don't like staged events.
The incident as it was described makes sense to me. I mean, the guy doesn't like Joe Biden. Is that, you don't find that hard to believe, do you?
No, but that's not what he said. He said he doesn't know who Joe Biden is.
Well, that's...
I know, he's playing dumb. I would rather have it, you know, when Joe the plumber, remember what he asked? He asked Obama, he said, I'm trying to start a business, your tax plan's going to make it, da-da-da. And then Obama started quoting from Mao's little red book. Everybody's got to have skin in the game. Sometimes you got to spread the wealth around. And Obama, I mean, that's communism, textbook communism 101. You know, and that was a moment that will always be remembered from that campaign. Obama embarrassed himself, and then what the media do? They went after Joe the plumber, and I wouldn't be surprised if the media, if this guy's real with Biden, go after him.
If he becomes a public figure.
Well, it's a big story everywhere. It's everywhere this morning. I saw it this morning. It's in every news outlet I saw online. This story of him ignoring.
Did they identify the guy, or they give his name?
Yeah, I just read it a minute ago. They give his name, but they don't. I just find it strange that there's no video, because when Biden is traveling around, he's got 50 people at least with him. They're all videotaping, and there's only a still photo.
Yeah, but a bunch of them might have been Joe Biden fans.
Yeah, but a video. The still photograph is out there. A video would put more in the video. It's just a still photograph from 1 second, where the guy's looking straight ahead. He might, if he turned and looked. Now there's a reason why there's no video.
Who knows what will turn up before the day is over?
But there's a reason why there's no video.
Why? Because it's what?
Well, I don't know. But if in this day and age, the person that took the photograph took a photograph on their phone, which is also a video camera, and the video would show something. It could be, to me, the people around Biden are all Democrats.
Where is that? Is that a news story? The one about the wanting children to sit on his lap or something?
I just saw that on Twitter this morning. This clip here, the one with Biden with the hairy legs. Yeah, I just saw this morning.
You know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs. That turn blonde in the sun, and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap, and I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Oh my God. Tell me he hasn't run out of the circuits. I mean, he's lost.
I think he's a pervert, and he's always testing the boundaries. That's what his thrill is testing the boundaries.
Okay, well, but if you're a pervert, the idea is you don't want anybody to know it.
I think he gets off on pushing the boundaries.
Well,
that's his thrill. How far can I push it? He's like a flasher. The thing with putting his wife's finger in his mouth.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes getting people upset.
When he put his wife's finger in his mouth over the weekend on stage, it's bizarre. I don't know if he licked it or bit it or just put her finger in the mouth.
The word I heard used on Fox was nibble.
Yeah, I've heard nibble. I don't know, Yeah.
God.
There's another video of him holding on to Hillary in an inappropriate way too. I mean, it came out over the weekend. So I mean, he's just a total perv. Just a total pervert.
And without the sense to keep his mouth shut, out of control.
And his hands to himself, and stop smelling women's hair. He was smelling people's hair the other day again.
All right, well, let's take a break. We'll be back with the Gold Report after this.
Reimbursed payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit. Excludes tax, tag time, includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer runs store $31.19.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Youngerman.
So
Some new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 for SCT. And in this corner, Challengers from every other manufacturer. The Challengers come out swinging, but Toyota of Hollywood delivers a crushing blow by selling Toyotas at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. April 2019 Camry SE, not 28,000, 17,775. April 2019 Corolla LE, not 21,000.
Copybook is in there somewhere.
775. Buy any new Toyota and we'll make your payments for 12 months. At Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your
It's in there somewhere. I don't have it. Or maybe I do. Oh yeah, it is in here. I don't know why it's in here.
Like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Gaines tires for his Toyota van and the other shops $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Listen to the Steve Gaines Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, now the moment has come that all of you wait for each day. The Gold Report, brought to you by the one and only William Youngerman. William Youngerman Inc. William, of course, one of the leading experts in the planet when it comes to the precious metals. And he has been selling gold to people and the other precious metals for the last 52 years. He knows his stuff. If you have followed his advice, I know you have prospered. William, how does it look today?
Steve, actually, the markets were somewhat distorted over the holiday weekend that we had, the Thursday being Thanksgiving. Many traders took off for the long holiday, so we had some light trading and some very interesting ranges in the metals during those times, especially since the opening this morning. Last Friday, we saw the gold close at $1,464 the ounce. Silver was closed out the week at $1,701. Platinum closed out the week at $894, while palladium closed out the week at $1,822. This morning and overnight, we saw gold trade in big ranges on all the metals, trying to find and establish some opening numbers for this this week going forward. Gold traded in a range of $1,453 to $1,464, and right now it's trading at $1,460.50 the ounce. That's down $3.50 from last week. Silver traded in a range overnight from $16.70 to $17.10, and currently is trading at $16.93. That's down 8 cents. Platinum traded in a range from $8.89 to $9.04, and is currently at $900. That's up $6. And palladium traded in a range from $1,793 to $1,861, and is currently up $13 at $1,835 a ounce. That's pretty much where we're starting off this morning and this week, Steve.
Well, here we are, the week, actually it's 2 weeks before Christmas. Sorry, William, my little coffee here. One of the things we always talk about, and especially as Christmas comes by, a lot of people in the gift buying mode, what wonderful gifts you have to offer at William Youngerman Inc. Tell them a little bit about how that works.
Sure, we have a full line of all kinds of jewelry, beautiful gifts, but especially in the precious metals that make gifts that will last for a long time. Going forward, if you're giving gifts to young folks, a beautiful silver eagle or some gold coins that are not necessarily a full ounce, can make a wonderful lasting gift, and can also begin the training process of teaching them how to save money and actually have a tangible asset that they can hold, not something in some bank somewhere that they can't comprehend or get a hold of. And it teaches them value, and it's a great way to start off and give them something that they'll have for many years to come. We have all kinds of precious metals and collectibles in our offices.
And for those of you out there that may be a little short on the green stuff, William not only sells precious metals, he buys them as well. If you have anything in your house, candelabras or
Silverware.
silver sets, things made of the precious metals, you can turn them into cash at William Youngerman's. All you have to do is stop by the main office down here, 150 East Palmetto Park Road. That's the Bank of America. You'll find William on the first floor, directly across from the bank. You can reach him by phone at 1-800-327-5010, or go to the website at williamyoungerman.com. William, good talking to you, and we'll speak tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
You too.
I was talking earlier today, starting officially, although kind of started late last week, before things. So we have two new sponsors joining the Steve Kane Show. Of course, Dr. Jose Mendez, board-certified dermatologist who did your skin cancer exam from head to toe.
Got rid of a lot of those ugly-looking things.
Oh, yeah.
We men sometimes grow as we grow older.
And women, too. In Florida, everyone needs to have a yearly skin cancer exam.
It's not just a cosmetic thing either. Of course, skin cancer is a real danger.
Oh, yeah.
In this tropical climate.
Yep, the sun. Sunshine State.
Just be careful that you
That's right.
get checked once a year. Ask yourself, when's the last time you had a skin test?
Yeah, and the thing about skin cancer is you go in, you get the exam, you catch it before it turns into something, because when skin cancer starts to grow, it's not fun. And that's Dr. Jose Mendez, board-certified dermatologist. And also joining us, Dr. Nathan, who is a cosmetic surgeon who does surgery and non-surgical cosmetic procedures.
Cosmetic surgeon. And in this day and age, when everybody and his brother, people who aren't even doctors, they're involved in
Botox and things, yeah.
You want somebody that's board certified, and that, of course, is our friend.
Yeah, Dr. Nathan, and you went in for that Botox tune-up before the cruise last month.
Yep.
And I could not believe, because I've seen people get Botox a lot, I've not seen a transformation as dramatic as yours from one visit with Botox. And Dr. Nathan was talking about it. He knows exactly where and how to do those injections so you get that max effect. It's unbelievable.
I've had Botox before. I'm kind of men sometimes are not the greatest patients because we get a little nervous. And I am very pain adverse.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, Dr. Nathan has a soft touch.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. I couldn't even feel it. It was so
Yeah. I was, the headline on Drudge, because, we got, John Kerry yesterday said we need to declare war on climate change. Greta Thunberg or Thunderberg, whatever her name is, how dare we, and everything. And there's a headline on Drudge today. Yesterday's the biggest travel day of the year, people flying back home after Thanksgiving, right? 7,500 flights delayed yesterday because of the snowstorm that's hitting America right now. That's your global warming. I mean, they really should stop pushing this climate change lie during the winter months.
Well, that's why they made it climate change.
Do it in the middle of the summer when it's hot.
It's neutral. It doesn't matter. You can make it climate change, no matter how cold it gets and no matter how warm it gets.
The climate's always
changing. If you just remember climate change as opposed to global warming.
Well, the thing with the global, this is what they say on the left. Oh, well, there's a snowstorm going on. So what are you talking? And they'll say, well, you're talking about weather. We're talking about the climate. Right. I don't even know what that means, which they don't either. No, exactly. Oh, you're talking about climate. I'm talking about weather. Could you please tell me what the difference is, if you don't mind? Declare war on climate, so what's John Kerry doing? He's flying around the country speaking to groups
putting gas fumes
in the air, telling us that everybody else should not travel and get around on bicycles. You know, liberals are everything about the left is a fraud. It really is. There's nothing about the left that's real. Nothing.
An embarrassing fraud.
Well, the next big thing is we've got 3 big things coming up, right? We got the IG report, we've got the indictments from Barr and Durham, and then who's going to be the first Democrat to drop out? Major Democrat. I think Buttigieg, out of the major, I know there's a lot of hangers on. I think Buttigieg is probably, out of the main ones, going to be the first out.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would guess he's going to be towards the end.
Oh, he's been having disaster after disaster.
What have I missed?
Oh, everything.
I'm not saying disaster.
Everything. He was talking yesterday about how the schools in the city that he's mayor of are still segregated. He's in charge of a segregated town. I mean, he's got problems with the blacks.
Black vote, that's for sure. And
Big problem with the blacks.
The Democratic nomination without black support, and Buttigieg has less than no support.
What Buttigieg's mistake was, he shouldn't have gone for he should have run for Congress and worked his way up through there, or governor. He went to the big leagues too fast.
He may do that too. He may,
He's going the way of Beto. You know, Beto.
No, he's not as bad as Beto.
Oh yeah, he is.
He doesn't have that goofy feeling.
But, well, you haven't heard him speak very much. But Buttigieg is the worst. He's really bad. He's equal to, the goofy goober, the skater, Beto. Yeah, I mean. No, but he'll be out of the main ones. The main ones, by the way, I consider to be Biden, Warren, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, and Buttigieg. I consider those 5 to be the main ones. I heard them talking the other day about Michelle Obama again.
Now you're talking. That's what they're going to do.
Michelle Obama?
Yep.
Richie predicted that 2 years ago.
They're going to wait till the end. And in fact, when I talk to my daughter in England today, I've got to check out.
You're going to place a bet on Michelle Obama getting the Democrat nomination?
Depending on the price, it could be a very, very good bet.
Richie, the bus driver, predicted that 2 years ago.
If I could get 20 to 1, which at this point maybe I could.
Yeah.
That's worth $100, I would think. I'll look into it. I'll report to you tomorrow. That does it for today. We thank you for joining us. And tune in tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. We'll do it all over again. Until tomorrow, on behalf of Brian, I'm Steve. God bless America.
All right, guys on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, all right? We'll